There it is. Hi, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to... Oh, I'm squeaky today. Welcome back to another weekend stream. Kitty cat, you want to come up and say hi? I know it's freezing this morning. I'm winter get up. We got the fuzzy layers. Watch your head. Watch your head. I got you. Whoa, not our most graceful work. Maple Syrup, thank you for the 28-month resub. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So stylish. We're going to see a lot of flannel sweater combos before May rolls back around. So, you know, again, you got like, what, 4 flannels and 19 sweaters, and you can just keep mixing and matching and, you know, not have to repeat for a good long time. How old is Kitty? How old are you now? 11, 10, 11, somewhere in that range. Somewhere around there. Because I got you in September of 2014, so you're older than 10 and you're younger than 11, I think. Or maybe you're older than 11 and younger than 12. You can get to a point and you don't count quite as much. She is cold o'clock is what she is. Hi, I got you. There's a nice warm lap. We've got it preheated here. Don't mind me in Undermine. Well, you know, if you must know, I'm doing a world quest because they promised me 826 gold. And also, I need rep. Just in general, I have 22 Miscellaneous Mechanica. I have never, ever in my life bought anything with Miscellaneous Mechanica. And the thing that is giving me my Mechanica is Paragon Chest. So anything I can do for any kind of a cartel rep is going to be good. I don't usually make it on to do the second round of Undermine World Quests, but I saw them because I came out here just to make sure I had done the weeklies. And I had done the weeklies, but I hadn't done these World Quests, so I thought maybe I would just have a little look. 826 gold is rich. I know I'm about to be richer than I was when I logged on. Never would have guessed. I know I love Undermine. I can't peel myself out of here, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I don't know where the accent's coming from. I think it's Undermine rubbing off on me. I don't know that I'll be able to peel myself out of Undermine for a long time because I need so many things for a currency that is so insanely stingy to get. Hi, how are you? Hi, I'm doing okay. I was a little croaky, a little crunchy, a little crusty this morning. I think we just need lots of water and a little bit of being awake. It's one of those days where you wake up and you feel like your bones are fusing together and you're like, oh, I should stretch or something. This isn't good. Shadow, thank you for the 32-month reset. Good morning, Hazel. Hope you're doing well. Good morning. Bless your commitment to Mechanica. I don't have anything on, some of you guys are like almost done with Mechanica, and that's real commitment. I've been kind of lazy off and on. I think I've done my weeklies almost every week, if not quite every week, but I definitely haven't kept up with all of the little extra things you can do. I'm trying to find I'm basically just trying to do it whenever it feels fun. Although I'm realizing as I'm out here why I normally turn Rare Scanner off. I cannot handle having Rare Scanner on in Undermine. There's too many rares. They're everywhere. Supposedly those could drop me Miscellaneous Mechanica, but I've had better luck getting Crackling Shards off of Viola Dorn rares than I have getting Miscellaneous Mechanica. So I wanna cruise through these because it'll be super fun and we'll all have a great time. And look at all this rep that I'm getting that'll set me up for next time, because normally when I come to pick a cartel to do my weekly with, I pick the one that I have the most rep with, so it's easiest to finish. But I've kind of exhausted them all lately, and I'm kind of running the risk of not being able to get a Paragon Cash Trove next week. So I'm trying to make sure that whenever I'm just trying to get a little tiny bit extra. I think I am Bilgewater right now. Yeah, so anything we can do to get this above. I did get my Paragon Cash already, and I did have a singular Mechanica in it. But anything we can do to kind of beef up the stash, because it's not going to be the last one. Would you build a house in Undermine? No, it seems like an insurance nightmare. I've never heard someone describe themselves as crunchy. Yeah, crunchy comes before crusty. But after cranky, I think you should. There's a whole progression. In Calgary for the weekend, had a wedding. Oh! Lovely. Well, the fall is gorgeous. 1 Celsius right now. Boo. Hide rares you no longer care about. I can also just disable the whole add-on and then turn it back on again when I get to Isle of Dorn. It's like a nice single checkmark kind of situation. I was thinking about how I could customize the add-on to not annoy me in this zone, and then I thought, what if we just turned it off, you know? if I have like an alarm in my house and it's beeping at me and I know I don't need to be worried about whatever it's beeping about, am I going to try and figure out how to use the manual, or am I just going to yank the plug? Bear in mind, don't do this with, you know, like fire alarms, because that is an insurance nightmare. Being crunchy, one of the many benefits of eating a lot of granola. Hate Paragon chest mouse, thought we were done with them. I'm happy. I didn't mind so much getting the Undermine Paragon chest mounts because I was quite lucky. I got them all within, I think, 2 or 3. I got most of them within 1. But the Mechanica grind is utterly insane. It's so crazy how much Mechanica you need for how infrequently you are able to get it reliably. I know some people are almost done, but those people are braver than me. News or thoughts about the battle pet changes? No news. Do I have thoughts? I think I'm still cooking my thoughts. We were poking around at it a bit yesterday. I was seeing that some pets can battle. Some of the new pets can battle. Most of the new pets cannot battle. And it's a really early alpha build as well. So like I'm kind of hesitant to doom too much too early because I haven't seen the rest of it. And also I said I was going to go looking for the relevant Ian interview points. And then I completely forgot to do that. So we'll do it eventually, you know, at some point between now and midnight coming out. Someone on Reddit posted a library of all the house decor in alpha. Great UI for browsing what will be available. Plus, it's only the first build, too. I was kind of looking over the alpha nodes again, because I do want to play alpha again today. As soon as I kind of wrap up the stuff that I wanted to do in retail real quick. We don't have to do Core and Darbo anymore, because I got that mount already. Once I wrap up my retail chores, I want to hop onto alpha. And I think I want to keep questing, because once you finish the Erator campaign, you unlock something. I was looking through the original alpha notes, and it says you unlock the Argentina visitor quest, and I want to see the Argentina and like how that I want to do that basically. So I want to keep hammering away at the questing that we were doing. And if I come across any more decor, it would be nice to check it out. It sounds like there is more decor to collect other than just the stuff that they give you by default. I don't know how much effort I want to put into getting it on alpha, because it's alpha. It's not for keepsies. It's just for testies. Congrats to the map. Missed a few streams. Well, thank you. We just got it yesterday. Are they changing pet battles in midnight? They seem to be pulling back away from them a little bit with their new content that they're adding. It doesn't seem, at least so far. And I really shouldn't talk because I don't know much. I haven't seen anything to indicate that they're like removing existing stuff, but they seem to be not doing it's in danger of getting the archaeology treatment. I saw a comment claiming that you could visit Lorthmore and Thelistra's houses. Haven't found any other references. Oh. Curious how inventory works. Did you check that out yet? You are able to kind of see your decor inventory and search through it during housing decorations. So I looked at that when we were getting the house set up. Do miss archaeology. There's a whole archaeology was kind of, I guess the old stuff is still in there. If I'm going to complain about it being fun and I miss it, I should probably go back and like finish 100%ing all of the decor from it and the achievements. I never did do that. Monkey, thank you for the 2-month resub. Appreciate it. This is for rep. We gotta get this. Gotta get this done. What was I saying? Something about decor inventory. You don't have to keep your... No, you're not keeping your benches in your bags. It's just like, how you're not keeping your transmog or your mounts or your pets in your bags anymore. There's a collection panel for it. Actually, I shouldn't say that. There's a panel in the housing section. I need to look and see if there's a collection panel for it. You'd think there would be. I haven't looked. We're getting there. I should get off this firework and go use a more useful one. It's so exciting though. I really liked messing around with housing, and I didn't even have very many things to decorate with. I think on retail, like when it comes out, it's gonna be crazy because there's gonna be so much stuff that's gonna be retro awarded based on things that you've already done. So the races are fun, but they don't actually give rep with the small cartels, which is what we're after here. So I'm gonna skip that. We will do this. Oh, Saga, thanks for giving out a gift, son. I want this one. How are you doing today? I want all of these guys. I played a little bit of Shadow Priest in Alpha yesterday, and now it feels weird playing Shadow in Retail again with my silly round Shadow Crash that doesn't involve any tentacles. The Duolingo owl was pestering me. Housing features mechanics sound insane. Looking forward to digging into it eventually. I'm excited to kind of see what different people do with their homes. Like, there's so much power in the system to really make something very specific. And I'm interested to see how different the houses of just like the people that I know are. Like, if I'm able to visit them, you know, if they invite me over. I want to see what other people do with theirs. And then also I want to figure out what I want to do with mine. Calidor and Steelhoof, thank you very much for the brand new Prime sub. Appreciate it. These ones. 300. Yeah, that's some good rep. Morning, Hazel. New housing. Will it transfer over to your new place? I don't quite understand. Morning, Hazel. Good morning, Mr. Dave. How you doing? With the new housing, will it transfer over to your new place? You get a house with new housing, and then that is your place. I'm lost. I want... So we're not doing that one, we're not doing that one. I'm not doing the Godfather, I am doing this one. It'd be fun to decorate your new home like your housing house. Oh, if the question is if alpha progress is kept, it is not. Alpha progress is never kept. Alpha beta stuff is just for testing and it never rolls over. It is not early access in that way. You decorate the WoW house, it should decorate your new house. Or do you mean like my real life house? Is that what we're after? My IRL house? Because that would be kind of fun. It would be a much easier way for me to get furniture. I would rather do achievements and quests to get furniture for my real house than trying to find the right places to get it and then fork over the amount of money it's going to cost. What a world that would be. Living in a small wooden cabin on an island, streaming WoW. Sounds pretty good. Where do I sign up? Battle pets named Mr. Moose and Kira. We're doing this one, these guys. This is pretty fun. I should make sure I do this every week. I'm tempted to catch up on Koresh World quests as well, because I didn't do the second batch of them. I barely did the first batch of them. And there's some gold ones out there, and I'm really close to Renown 19, which is going to be the one with the mount on it. The rest of it I don't care about. I'm not getting the permanent augment rune. It's like, for what? I haven't needed them for keys so far. We're done raiding. I'm not spending 100k. They can't have it. They can't have it. But they can have some resonance crystals for another mount, so I wouldn't mind doing that. We need depleted batteries. Why do I think that my car can float? This is not Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I have a feeling this will be the last time you do it, at least for a while. Here we go. Grab this one and this one. That was a great movie. I think I've forgotten what I just said. I'm lost again. What did I watch last night? We watched a movie. We watched The Last Showgirl, which was good, actually. I enjoyed it. Oh, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yes, that's right. That is a good movie. Keep up, Hazel. I know. And I've finished my coffee already. I don't have that for an excuse. I did say Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Floating car entered my brain and then immediately departed. Completely, thoroughly gone. Oh, that's okay. Oh, you leaving, kitty cat? See you later. See you later. My front corner of my office has bizarrely enough become my shredding station because I want carbon for my compost pile. And I don't really have like wood chips or like fallen leaves or anything. A lot of people this time of year will be composting fallen leaves as their carbon heavy thing. I don't got a lot of that. I have a little bit. I don't have a lot of that. I'm not gonna have like bags and bags of leaves to compost. And I still want to be using like composting all of my more nitrogen heavy waste. from like the kitchen and like fresh garden cuttings and stuff. I've been ripping out mint. And so I need to, but what I do have in lieu of shredded leaves is shredded cardboard and paper. So like I've been taking like packaging from like cereal boxes and like flyers and stuff like that, and I've been shredding them just in like my paper shredder and mixing that in, and it's going great. It's working fine. It's also good worm bedding. But it means that I have a whole corner that's kind of gotten like dusty cardboard scraps, and it's when you're opening it all the time, it gets a little tiny bit messy. I'm not doing this race. I'm finished with this. We're done with Undermine for the week. We got our little reputation. We got Bilgewater off the ground. Actually, that's a decent amount of rep. It was like 1,500 or so for just stopping by and doing a little round of world quests. I'm happy with that. That's good. That'll help, because that's enough. I think that's enough that if you come by and you do a weekly, like a set of weeklies and a set of world quests, that you can then get your Paragon cash. So I'm pretty jazzed about that. Didn't know you played guitar. I don't play guitar. I had a ukulele as a kid. Lots of kids did. It was something that you can get like pretty cheap, and the elementary school like had all the kids playing ukulele all in a row for some reason. It was like a math ukulele choir. I don't think we were very good. I don't remember if I learned any chords or if I was just ding 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 ding. Not much shredding. Someone out there must be. There must be someone on this planet that is absolutely shredding on their ukulele. It's gotta be a thing. Still 22 miscellaneous Mechanica, but we did some good work catching up the rep for next time. And you know what? We're just gonna nip out and do it. We're just, it's bothering me. I want to go do it. I haven't done it. We're just gonna scooch right through a few of these. Please tell me you didn't play Tiny Tim. Like from the Christmas Fable? The one with the is that Tiny Tim? From no. Based on context, you're probably talking about a song. Oh, I get 961 gold if I do the Katie's Damp Whistle thing. That could be 961 gold we get to keep. Hold on. What do you guys want? Oh, I don't want to do that. I mean, I guess I'll do it because I've engaged you now, but Ecodome quests. Do they even give meaningful amounts like this food run weekly? It does give Koresh rep. I don't need that much Koresh rep though. I feel like we can do regular world quests that give like gold and stuff. I think we can do that. Can you sing? I mean, everybody can sing. The question is, can I sing in a manner in which anybody would be in favor of listening to, which is no. I had to learn to sing just barely well enough to squeak out a couple of scales when I was in music school, and it was incredibly embarrassing for me because I'm not a natural vocalist. It used to drive me nuts during like the theater productions that my school would put on, that all of these kids that I'd gone to high school with, who like, as far as I know, never took any formal voice training at all, could just randomly rip off like perfectly in tune, parts for musical theater. They just knew how, and I was like, wait, when did you learn? I missed that. What happened? Did you choose trumpet specifically because you didn't want to sing? No. Singing was not an option in high school band. It's not like a flute, clarinet, or you could be Celine Dion. They did not have the Celine Dion option. There's no vocalist right in there while they're ripping off My Girl. Got a 4th copy of the pet from the Oasis Weekly thing. I'm so salty. Can you at least sell it for gold that you can use to fund towards like a one that you actually need? I play trombone to avoid singing. Yeah, I sing in the shower. I sing in the car. I sing when just like for fun, but I can't hold a tune very well at all. And your school was band more or less nerdy than orchestra. There was no orchestra. No one had money for violins. there was definitely no orchestra. We're going up here. Band was more nerdy than I was gonna say anime club, but I don't think that's actually true. We're gonna sit out here, but there wasn't really like a nerdiness scale. Everybody was just kind of doing what they were gonna do. We had to do choir. My high school didn't have a band. Still no duplicate group somehow. Oh, nice. Here, we're doing the mail quest right now. So we exit, phase space. We exit phase space. It's funny that the phase regulator, and I know I don't have to use the phase regulator. I can quite literally use that button right there, but it's funny that the phase regulator, which just pops you out of phase space, which you could also do by just clicking off a buff, assuming that I could remember which one it is, has a cooldown on it. What's the point of, like, 3 seconds maybe to stop people double mashing it, but it's like a 15 or 30 second cooldown or something like that. It's a 30-second cooldown. That's goofy. Bigger nerds in the anime club? Nah, not really. I think a lot of people did both. Got my Brewfest bomber. Oh, nice! Congratulations! Had to band require in middle school. In high school, it was a choice. Band was definitely elective. Although there was nothing like band class to strike fear into your heart for the, oh my god, I forgot my instrument. That was a classic and happened to me a couple of times. Nothing more embarrassing than having to sit in the back of band class observing and not participating because you did not remember to bring your instrument from home. What do you want? Oh, I don't know. Some other quest. Not my problem. We're gonna pop this one over here. And up. There's the mail. We go to the Oasis, and then we'll be all good with this one, and then it'll be 961 gold for me. What is your opinion on the alpha so far? Do you like it? Yeah, I think I do. The zones look great. Housing looks amazing. I think that's all I needed. Like, they can... And I want to test more stuff. Like, I want to try out the delves and whatever. But they can pretty much whiff most things. And if they nail housing, I'm happy. I'm fairly forgiving on class design. I usually, as long as I feel like I can do my job, contribute to my team, be valuable to my friends, and press my buttons, I'm pretty pleased. I don't need a whole lot. That is Hecatamos. We don't want Hecatamos. There's no chance Setharbs is up, is there? I can never in my life find Setharbs up. I found him up once. And then Rarity was like, yeah, you don't deserve this mount. Yeah, you haven't tried it enough times. Okay, so if we want to do... We want gold. We want gold and rep. How many zones? Just the one. Just the one. There's a whole pile of alpha development notes if you're curious about what kind of content is in alpha currently. That is the one. Do you think they'll change phase space so that you can enter and exit at any time? No, absolutely not. I think phase space is done being developed, and it is. I would be shocked if they made any major changes to it. Because you can exit phase space at any time. You can enter at the portals. And then also, if you have these things, this untethered Zaibucha, which you can pick up just on the ground in like ethereal camps and stuff, you can then enter phase space at any time. That is patch content that is very quickly about to be outdated. I don't think they're touching it. I need to enter phase space for this quest. That's right. Gonna miss Premonition as a button. Got very used to it. I'm a bit sad about Premonition, but they've changed classes pretty heavily many times over the years, and it's generally worked out fine enough for me. So I think I'm just crabby about change, and I think once I get used to it, it'll be fine. So I'm choosing not to freak out overly much about the classes. We'll see. I'm not gonna miss World Soul Memories. I barely did World Soul Memories, and at the time when I was skipping them because they were boring and they felt unfinished, I was thinking, I'm gonna regret it if they put these into the War Within meta. But then they didn't, so I guess I regret nothing. Frost Mage's permanent floating icicle is gonna be very disruptive for me as a roleplay. Attitude's just to enjoy the ride as it comes. This is a good approach. Spoiled Bat, thank you for the 40-month resub. Hi Hazel, long time no see. Hope all is well and you and the hub settling into your new place. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, it's nice. It's good. It's, if anything, a little bit distracting. I've been spending a bunch of time outside, like in the yard and garden, which is great. It's good for me. It's just not good for me doing other stuff because I need to remember that I'm not being paid to be my own gardener. Not a job, just a hobby. Maybe needs to scale back a little bit. It's just so exciting. I never had a yard before. Hi Hazel. Hi Magnifaction. How you doing? Crabby is how my friend refers to their as of yet unborn baby. And I think it's pretty funny because they looked like a crab on the ultrasound. Aw. Oh, congrats to your friend. They looked like a crab, huh? Did I ever play Zelda Ocarina of Time? Never. The Zelda that I had that I engaged with the most was Wind Waker. I had Wind Waker for GameCube, and I played a bunch of that. I never actually finished it, funnily enough. I played a lot of it. I started it over many times throughout my childhood. I never finished it. I always made it to a certain point in the campaign, and then I don't know if it got hard or boring or whatever, but I never made it past that point. I also did a little bit of, ouchie, I did a little bit of whatever the recent one was. The open world one for Switch. I have that one too, and I played some of that. But again, did not finish it. Sailed a lot. Yeah, I liked in Wind Waker the fantasy of kind of you and your boat sailing pretty much wherever you wanted, and every square in that ocean had something to discover and do. I loved exploring in that game. I loved kind of uncovering the map, sailing to the different islands, figuring out what their deal was. That was kind of a formative gaming memory for me, and I remember wanting that kind of thing for other games, like for WoW even. Like I remember when BFA happened and it was going to be all like boat and naval themed. I thought that they were going to Wind Waker us, and I was kind of excited about it. And then when I found out that island expeditions include 0% sailing, I was a little bit sad. Breath of the Wild is the... Oh, hang on. I don't want to fight you. You're scary. Breath of the Wild is what I'm thinking of. That's the one I played a little bit of, too. I want to go get the more of the Shardies, but I'm scared of that elite because I think I had aggro on a few of them, though. I can take them. Who do I think I am? Cybergrim, thank you very much for the 3-month free sub. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. I hope fall's going well. We carved our pumpkins last night. It was fun. I hadn't carved a pumpkin in a long time. Probably not since I was like a kid or a teenager, I don't think. The smell was very nostalgic. Like the fresh pumpkin smell was really nostalgic. I did not expect that to hit me as hard as it did. Some people say Zelda Ocarina of Time is the best game ever. I bet they do. Coggett, thank you for the 2-month reset. Appreciate it. And we want this one. I will do my rares for in Isla Dorn for Crackling Shards. I just, we're pretty close. I wonder if we do these world quests, if we'll get there. I also never did. I did enough Ecodome to get my weekly box this week. I think I must have done it on Tuesday before off stream. But I did not do all of it. So there's probably some rep waiting for me on those if I need it. Tempted to carve pumpkins this year. A bunch of house swallows in the eaves of my apartment complex. That means I wouldn't have much pumpkin left to dispose of after Halloween. Moved to Toronto from the UK 2 years ago. We still need to go explore the fall colors somewhere. I did not post my pumpkin on Instagram. I did not. I did take a little bit of video. I was going to maybe do that for my member video this month. I need to put one out for October still, so I was going to maybe do a pumpkin carving one. On the topic of smells, new foster kitty is intact because he has a heart murmur, still being diagnosed, and tomcats reek. Really? I didn't know that. That's fascinating. We what do we want? We want the ones that are going to specific... I guess everything's going to give us rep. None of these are laid out to specifically give us rep. How much rep do I need? I want the gold. Why don't we just do it? Why don't we just keep doing it until we've filled up the bar? We need another 500, 800, and yeah. And then these are going to be like, what, 300 each? The last quest actually only gave me 50. That is a bit of a problem. Maybe I should be doing the Ecodome once. Shocked and horrified. Hope they can neuter him. I bet you once they've got his condition under control and he's stable, they'll be able to do it. I'm not a vet. I'm just hoping for the best over here. Not that anyone thought I was a vet. We want to do this one. If they're only going to give me 50 rep each, then maybe we should do... If they're only going to give 50 rep each, then maybe we should... Oh, that explains it. Well, let's try it real quick. It's fast. It feels silly doing a quest for Valor Stones that you can't use. Would you want to be a vet? No, absolutely not. I think that profession burns people out at an alarming rate. Highly depressing, because you get into it because you love animals and you want to help them, and then you end up in a position where you're dealing with people in the worst times of their lives that sometimes are unable to or unwilling to provide the correct care for their pets, or are neglecting their pets, and there's only so much that you can do. You know, there's probably pets that are harder to work with. Like, I think it's a very thankless job. I think that, and then of course everybody thinks that you're trying to rip them off and you're just trying to like keep a door open above your head. Yeah, it's not the happiest profession. I appreciate vets very much. I rely on them for my pets. I would not do it. They're braver than me. I have seen Game of Thrones. I did. I've read the books too. I'm a big fan of the novels, and I would love to see more of them written, but I'm not delusional enough to think it's going to happen. Staying with a friend during my visit, living vicariously through her pets. Her dog Horton is currently stretched on top of me. Please tell me Horton is an enormous dog. That is the finest dog name I've heard in a long time. Oh my gosh. He's huge. Yeah, does he hear a hoot? Oh man. I'm imagining like a Great Dane. Just big old couch potato. Did George R. R. Martin say he's going to finish them? Of course. However, George says lots of things. And people that have been listening to George for a long time kind of take what he says with a grain of salt. With all love and respect, you know. It's just like when I say I'm going to make a video, you're like, yeah, that's nice, dear. Why don't you just go do your road quests? Stop lying to all of us. It's one of those things. Could post a pic to the Discord. He'll never finish it. I don't think he will either. I've made my peace with it. I think it's all right. We're gonna go over here. At this point, grabbing the salt by the handfuls. So that was 50 rep. Okay, so for 50, I don't think so. For 300, it was kind of more tempting. So then what I'm going to do, I guess, is these two are for actual gold, and those are also nice, easy quests. Am I not flying in Koresh? I should be able to fly. Yeah, there we go. So we may as well do the ones for gold. But then if there's further... I mean, I could just leave this alone and do it next week with weeklies. That's an option. Maybe I'll just do the gold ones. I want the mount. There's a mount there, and I want it. Terror of the Wastes. I have the other ones. You know, we have Terror of the Night, and we have the Vigilante mount. I think we don't have the orange one yet. Besides, once I bought that, then I can just spend my Resonance Crystals, you know, wildly, without fear of not being able to afford that mount. Did you do the weekly dungeon? No, I didn't. I don't think. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll follower dungeon it. I don't think I did it this time, though. This one, we're going to go over here. Gets 1,500. Yeah, it is a good chunk. It's a much faster way of doing it than this. Why don't I want to? What's wrong with me? Rare laps for Rep and Mog. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks, Corkany. Because it wasn't your idea. I think it's because I feel like someone wants to talk me into it, which makes me like inherently reticent about it. Is broken up here. Almost didn't bother with Keystone Master. Oh, the Russian on Esk mounts are some of my absolute least favorites. I love the Keystone Master mount. I think it's my favorite color of them. I think they're really cool. Oh man, this poor thing. I don't know if I love Chaos Pups, but that is a fate worse than death. Holy moly. He's not gonna have anything left in his tummy. We're going this way. And yeah, 793 gold. We're gonna need that. I think we'll get to see. He's been there. He's probably been there ever since they put this patch out. Man, when all the computers come to life, that one's gonna have a bone to pick. Hi, kitty cat. How you doing, sweetie? So what do we want to do over here? This one is a face diving one. This is the roly-poly one. So it'll be for another 50 rep. Ooh, Devourers. Okay, hang on. We should help with that. There's a mount for this too. I'm gonna be behind in the Koresh mounts because I never finished them. There's the Sitharb's mount. There's this Devourer mount. I'm gonna be behind on these because I've kind of like wandered off into other stuff, and then Legion Remix is like about to come out. I think next week on stream is gonna be Legion Remix time. Holy moly, there's just too many things. Right, by the way, Scrap seems to be selling things I don't want it to. Oh no. Oh man. I mean, I hope they get it sorted. I don't know if I might just can it and find something else. I have add-ons that can sell like junk. Lots of add-ons can do that. What I liked Scrap for was identifying like low-level soulbound gear and like low-level consumables, so I didn't have to go like getting whale milk out of my bag every time I went and did something from Northrend or whatever. After this summer, forgot how sad rain and darkness are. I'm still excited about the rain because every time my compost pile is still kind of dry, and I'm being stingy about like wanting to water it properly. So like I'm letting the rain in my rain barrels do it. So every time it rains, I'm like still harvesting the tears of the Sky Mother. I think by November I'm gonna be a bit sad. Vendor instead of Scrap, better in my opinion, anyways. Vendor, tag items or categories. I'll make a note about that. Now I'll write something down, which gives me a better chance of remembering anyway. Vendor. Because I think Scrap's lost me, sadly. Instead of Scrap. Okay. When is the time switch? No idea. I don't usually find out until you guys tell me. Nothing in my life really notifies me anymore. More manual to set up. Never had it sell something important. Excited for winter. This was a rough summer for my household. Living in a desert, summer's way more miserable than winter here. Yeah. I'm enjoying all like the fall stuff. Like I'm excited about like baking and lots of hot soups and tea and sweaters, that kind of thing. Which housing decoration sounds like it's up your alley? Of those three things, probably the Arakoa chair, but I don't know if it's going to be any of it. I don't really know what my vibe is until I get a good look at it. Ooh, I got a staff transmog that I needed. Another color of these guys. That's nice. I love that they have multiple colors of these guys, and they're all effectively pink and purple, but they've just kind of like redone the tones on the metal. That's nice. I still want to do that because that's 976 gold I can keep. And carving pumpkins, exactly. Yeah, carving pumpkins. Planting garlic. I'd say breaking up leaves, but I don't have that much leaves, so I'm just shredding flyers. Newsprint. We're going over here. Anything in particular? Looking forward to baking? Gonna do some pumpkin cinnamon rolls. Ooh. I want to make an apple crisp, apple crumble situation. I did an apple pie already, and that was very good. And then the apples were on sale, so I got more Granny Smith apples, which are baking apples for me. They're too sour for me to eat normally because I'm a big baby. But I wanna bake something like that. But also, when we were carving pumpkins, we saved the pumpkin seeds to kind of roast. And we haven't done it yet. I stuck it in the fridge because we got tired after all the pumpkin carving. We didn't really want to deal with it anymore. But I think we might do that today. And I've never done that before. I've never roasted the pumpkin seeds at home after having carved like a jack-o'-lantern or anything. Pie would be so good. Love some apple ones. I had a lot of fun making the pie. It was good. I was pretty happy with it. It turned out cute, and it turned out delicious, and I still have vanilla ice cream in my freezer, so that's why I gotta get the apple crisp or crumble. I don't know if there's a meaningful difference between crisp and crumble. I'm using the phrases interchangeably. This is not where I need to be. We need to go this way. Roasted pumpkin seeds, very good. I'm sure I've had them. Like, I have pumpkin seeds as a grocery item because I use them on top of, like, muffins. You know, every third year when I make muffins. Whoa, 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 whoa. You guys are so angry. I'm sorry I rolled my ball over you. I'm sorry. I thought it was a good idea. I'm leaving. I'm so sorry. Here, let's exit phase space for a second and let them forget about me. Gosh. Yeah, I've never saved pumpkin seeds from carving a pumpkin before. So we'll have to see if that's fun. We just need another 50 of these. Roll them down. Crisp usually has oatmeal in the topping. What does crumble have instead? Nothing? I guess I'm making crisp then, because I definitely wanted the oatmeal. I wanted like the crunchy sweet oats on top. Cythereans don't seem to appreciate it. Good, perhaps in game of Katamari Damacy. Brown sugar, flour, butter. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I like bacon. I like stuff. I like hanging out in my new kitchen. I have a little speaker in there that I can play music from, and I can play it as loud as I want because I don't have any neighbors behind any of my walls. I mean, there are neighbors, but like I would have to play my music really loud for it to reach them. Oh, there's a rare over here. Ah, I'm never gonna make it. Actually, I might make it. They drop stuff. That's why I want to fight them. They drop things that I need apparently. There's apparently a pet that this drops. Kitchen's such a good vibe. I'm so happy for you. It's just, you know, it's my kitchen. Oh! Wow! On my first attempt to... Maybe it's guaranteed, I don't know. Drawn to shiny objects and darkness, especially darkness. Okay. Dusk Thief. Has it been playing Taylor? Yes, actually! Yeah, I put the new Taylor album on. Like 20%? Oh! Lucky me. I love it when stuff like that works out accidentally. Saves me a bunch of time. So I finished my world quest. I got my 976 gold. And... yeah, well that one's 931 gold. You know, maybe just a little bit. This is creeping up. No wild pet battles being added to midnight. I did hear that. I also went and poked around in alpha and I saw that it seems very much to be the case. They're adding wild pets that you can capture, but they are non-combat pets. They can't battle and you don't battle to capture them. You just right-click them to get them. It does seem like a pretty big change. Making a deposit. Oh. Also, I wanted to do this one because it was going to give me some gold. Favorite song? Or any that you don't like? Favorites. I've just been kind of playing it on repeat, so I don't know the names of them. I don't have like I don't have anything telling me what they're called. They just kind of all play in a row. Why would they change that? Apparently not that many people in the grand scheme of things engaged with it. Apparently wasn't all that popular. Catching wild pets not that all important to the pet battle feature. They are adding some new pet battle achievements, so they're not completely giving up on the whole thing altogether. There are new family battler achievements for Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms, and there's new pets that are rewarded for those things. Like doing pet battles once in a few years. Yeah, I think the wild pet capturing now that I think about it, it was fun when pet battles first came out back in MOP because it was like this huge safari. It was this enormous checklist of things to hunt down in every zone. It was exciting when you found a rare one. And back then you still had this fantasy of, oh, I'm gonna need all of these. And, you know, fast forward however many years we are now where there's like, you know, people have 2,000 different pets. You're never going to need all of them. And at a certain point, you're never going to, you know, you get a new pet. I don't even check the abilities on new pets that I get anymore because I don't care really. Like, I'm sure that any battles they put in can be done with the 1,900 pets we already have. There's no real need there, I don't think. So if they want to save dev time on that, I don't think it bothers me that much. I'm just going to use whatever pets the strategies tell me to anyways. Smashing the pet battle dungeons thanks to your viz. Didn't really do any of it until now. Having some fun going through all the battles. That's a great thing to get done because of the portals. I'd love to be able to capture 2 pets in a single battle. I wouldn't hold your breath. It doesn't sound like something that they're really committing any further to. Missed the combo, but add-on updates. How do we feel? A lot of people who will quit if they can't have weak wares. I am feeling neutral to good about it, based on my own use cases and what I've been using. I'm pretty satisfied. I only use those sorts of things for like situations that I feel like they are now not designing anymore. I didn't like feeling like I had to have a weak core to figure out something that was so complicated that was not happening without it. So if we're not doing that anymore, then like I don't need the weak cores. I'd be happier not to have them. I don't want extra stuff on my screen that is not vitally necessary. I think kind of de-arming the complexity a little bit is a good thing for me. It'll be a little bit of an adjustment for sure, but I think I'll do okay, especially because I use so much default UI already. Anytime they've let me use default UI instead of an add-on, and still get 90% of the way there, I'm usually really happy about that. You pick any lore character to move in with you. Trying to think of like a nice cat. There's got to be a cat in the lore somewhere. Let's go back to the Ecodome. Turn that in. Proby. I don't think I want any characters that can talk. I don't really want a roommate. I'm good. Jennifer. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Although she might need to change her food a little bit. Malfurion, but always cat form, right? Nat Peggle might be not so bad. I don't think he'd be home very much. Got the Brewfest mount today. Also such a relief. Congrats, Nitro. You think the game is getting less accessible with the changes? That's funny. I feel like the exact opposite is happening. I feel like they're going to make it more accessible. But, you know, agree to disagree. Yeah, Hemet Nessingrider wouldn't be home either. That's true. Not Bran? You want Bran to live in your house with you? He's gonna be all like, don't leave the dishes over there! Those crumbs spawn ants! Wipe them up! Oh, that was full sarcasm. Gotcha. Okay. I thought that was serious! Oh, yeah. Only if he takes a vow of silence. Mm-hmm. Who do you least want to have as a roommate? The undead rogue from Island Expeditions, on account of her rotting and therefore probably not smelling very good, and also the stabbing would stress me out. Slate back, shrunken sure, yeah. Who ate my cheese? Inquiring minds just got to know. I like how all the examples I can think of Bran being really annoying as a roommate are him being upset about like pretty reasonable things to be upset about. You really will get ants, you know. It's not just a rumor. Can happen. Snakes. What do you want? They want to be soothed. That's nice. Looking forward to not having weak auras, DPS meter, even nameplates. Hope it'll improve the performance. Well, not having 20 add-ons or weak auras will slow your PC down if you don't have a good one. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Did you just shrink the father of those 2 cubs and then put him in your pocket in front of them? Yeah. Listen, that's what happens if they don't behave. Nice if we could eventually get neighborhoods themed around different expansions. I'm kind of curious as to how much time I spend worrying about the exterior of my house versus the interior of my house. I feel like I could very easily neglect the outside of it, but I don't know. It's a good question, actually. Circle of life, I guess. There we go. This one. Makes sense that Hazel would pick the undead for a rotten pain in the butt. That's funny. I want to have a stunning exterior. I guess I just don't have a vision for what a stunning exterior for my house would really look like yet. I suppose that's my problem. A Revendreth Tower or a manted Kipperite Dome? None of the above. I think I want to make my house like normal, like a normal house. You know, like I want maybe like some gardening stuff, like maybe some vines climbing up the side, especially because it's fantasy and they wouldn't actually be rotting my siding. I'll be going with as spooky as possible. I do think it'll be fun decorating your own house for holidays, because there's going to be like different holiday decorations, and if you get really into like Wintervale or something, you could decorate your WoW house for Wintervale. Like that would be really fun. They have themes for that in like checklists and whatever. Normal house with a normal little window. Yeah, you know, normal bush on the ceiling, that kind of thing. Fences, boring grass, hedges, pools. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's the thing that I'm desperately want is I want a fish pond outside. I want to be able to add like a... If they I guess that's the theme I would go with, is if they could give me Pandaren themed stuff and I can have like a Pandaren koi pond. Now we're talking. That, I would eat that up. Yum, yum, yum. You know, that would be good. Yeah, blossom trees, all of that. That's the theme that'll get me. Malicious, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Or like Valley of the Four Winds style farming, if I can have like a melon patch. Normal Corvette? Everything just normal? This must be a lyric. Is this, are you giving me like a BuzzFeed quiz? What are these things? An Olemba tree from Talador. I did not know and have never heard in my life that they were called Olemba trees. That is a deep cut piece of trivia. Nymeria7, thank you for the 31-month resub. Appreciate it. Did I get right for this? Oh, yeah. I like the hydrobite fishing. I'm trying to shoehorn the Blue by Eiffel 65. Oh! Yeah, I do like that song, or at least I did when I was 12, but once you get out of the dabba dee dabba dies, I kind of lose track of what the words are. Nice beach or a lake home. I guess if I'm having like this sort of coastal beach house, then maybe the Pandaren pond and trees don't really go with it. Giant crops like in Stardew. Have a few giant melons, carrots in the garden outside. I think that would be really fun. That's what I want to do with my exterior is gardens, landscaping, gardens and trees and flowers. You don't have that much room, mind you. Your plots aren't that huge. But that's what I would like. Plants. Fruits and vegetables and flowers and trees. Bring back irritants. Listen, you can bring it back in your home whenever you want. Never went anywhere. 12 would be wildly late to like that song? I mean, music can become popular after it's come out, you know? That's a thing. It was huge in my high school. And middle school. We had it on our iPods. It's from 98. It was still popular. People were into it. It's not like there's a rule where once a song is 2 years old, no one can turn it on anymore. Housing will be an evergreen system, so if something isn't in now, I'm sure in the future it will be. Let's turn these on and see. There was for that song. We used to play... When is that song from? Oh, you know what else is from 1998 that was Eurodance is We Like to Party by the Venga Boys. Also wildly popular for a long time after it came out. Also on the iPods. Right up there. I'm turning some stuff in theory. Does anybody want these things? Oh, I didn't soothe enough snakes for Hemet. Oh, you want them. Okay. 300 rep. Another 300 rep. Ish. The Venga bus is coming. Give me memories over here. I'd like to build display cases, shelves, mannequins to display my favorite weapons and armor. I am very much expecting, at the very least, the armor racks, the mannequins that you can put armor and stuff on, because we had those in Legion. In your Legion class hall, there were armor racks, and when you finished completing a class set and you got every piece of it, it would display on one of those armor sets in your class hall, and that was like 2017. Aquatrek's definitely on that playlist. Oh, for sure, yeah. Nope. God, I chose a banger. Why did they teach us to line dance in school? Who did that? Who was that for? Well, how did that happen? Also, Setharbs, are you up? Are you around? No. Okay. We're gonna turn in the snakes. Oh, yeah, we're nearly there here. Hope we can have scary mannequins that move when you're not looking. Oh. Remember my dad being so mad at some of the raunchy Aqua lyrics, and I was like 9, did not care. Yeah, I had no idea. I don't think my parents did either. I don't think anybody was paying that close attention to what Aqua was saying. Every now and then, I think we've all had this experience where you listen to something that you were super excited about when you were young, and you're like, wait, I was singing along to what now? And you just had no idea as a kid. It didn't harm you at all. You know, you didn't know. Apparently line dancing not a universal experience. From what I gather, only country kids do it. I mean, I haven't done it since school, but they definitely had us going in the gym. That and partner dancing. I think it was just a way to try to get the girls and the boys over their cooties for each other, which I don't know why they were in a rush to do. I feel like you just let that train sail for as long as it wants to. But, yeah, they made us partner dance too, like, in the gym. And it was highly embarrassing for everybody because nobody wanted to touch boys. Square dancing, that's what it was. It was square dancing. Yeah. I'm making it sound like I grew up in like the 1800s. I did not. This is not that weird. It was in the gymnasium. From Asia we did line dancing. I think it's just like easy and fun to teach to kids because like the song tells you what to do and all of the other people in formation with you are also doing it. So it's kind of hard to get lost because everyone else is also doing it. You can just kind of watch them and imitate. It's probably one of the easiest things to pick up. Yeah, part of the curriculum. I think that's at a certain point they just had to keep us busy for a while. They just had like all these hours to kill before they could send us home to our parents. And they just had to come up with stuff. I promise you can still get lost. Oh, man. Black Winter, primarily white school. Never forget me and the other black kids in school laughing like crazy when the staff played Get Low. Is that to the windows and to the walls? Kids in my school had a ball with that. I don't know if they gave us a clean version or what, but that one, I remember that too. Where are we going? We're turning in another one of these. That's right. Yeah, sweat was dropping down from somewhere. I don't think I understood where as a child. Or a teenager, for that matter. All right, we're going to check on this. It's close. It's not quite there. At this point, I'm feeling a little too stubborn to give up on it. How much more do I need? I need another 2 of these quests worth. Okay. I really could do the dungeon faster than this. Any 2 of these quests would do. I guess we could do the ball thing. I've got 2 animals following me around wanting to play. Is this for me? Am I playing with both of them? They're both chasing the ball. That's kind of crazy. I can't possibly... Oh, it was 2 out of 10. It's kind of counting. Hang on. You can sort of multitask this. It's very confusing. My yoga instructor always starts singing that bit, now stretch towards the window. Did they play Little John in your yoga class? That's wild. School made us dance to Metallica songs. Oh, man. My friends would have been really into that. Oh, she just sings it. Gotcha. Because that would be quite the yoga class. That would be something. That's funny. Whenever I do manage to catch it, they're gonna do that. It does count for both of them. But I swear once they threw it in 2 opposite directions. That song, Snap Your Fingers, I always heard as Snappy Bagels when I was young. We had a dance class and one of the songs was a Shakira song. Always good choice. Whoa. Is this mine? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, I think sometimes the 2 animals send the ball in like a weird direction. It's funny, you can do this, but it's like weird. Just gave away a hero trinket. Oh, very nice. I couldn't tell you what the Kyrian incense burner decoration looks like for $1,000. I did not know they burned incense. Seems like a funny thing to do in heaven. This way. What do you think Bastion smells like? I always figured it was cold. It's just so bright and blue. This way? Yeah, something like that. Dawn dish soap. Hot blue Dawn dish soap. Always assumed Bastion smelled vaguely like white lilies. I could see it. Bowl-shaped things. Yeah. I think you pay more attention than me. I think you have a finer grained understanding of the aesthetics of the game than I do. What do we think Maldraxxus smells like? I think that's the question better not wondered about. Maldraxxus is like alive. Like the twitchy boils is something I don't think I'm ever gonna really get past. Feet. Putrescence. Infection. Damp for sure, yeah. Anaerobic decomposition. Did I do it? Did I get to 19? No. Alright, neither of those quests gave me rep. I should have checked. Alright, we're doing the dungeon quest. We're just gonna do it. They want me to do Floodgate. Yeah. Maldraxxus smells like a college freshman's room. Stale cooking fat, monster sweat. Yeah, not super nice. I always assumed that Revendreth just smelled vaguely like wood smoke. Just ashes. I was gonna say miso paste. Archfield smells like mothballs. Ardenwood just seems like it would smell like a nice neutral forest, really. Maybe some, like, lilac. Although maybe that's just because I'm thinking of purple. I would have said Revendreth smells like basement. The Revendreth order hall, or class hall, or faction hall, or whatever they called it, the hub for Venthyr, the Venthyr hub would have for sure smelled like basement. Ardenwood smells like lavender. So much lavender. Mall smells like New York City. Neat decoration would be a dungeon portal inside that connects to any of the dungeons we got Keystone Master for. That would be kind of cool. I think I'm gonna forget that I'm in a dungeon and just start wandering around. Hoping for the best. Gosh, this just makes me so sad that we didn't get Bubbles as a mount. I wanted Bubbles. You guys coming? What are you pulling over there? I'm sure normal dungeons would probably be faster than follower dungeons, but what are you gonna do? Oh, there's a reason we don't go in here. Didn't know. Goblin tank doesn't excite me. I haven't taken a real close look at it. I hear it's Vexy's mount. I guess that's cool. It wasn't on my list, though. I didn't hear anybody asking for it. We have so many goblin-ish vehicles. I wanted it to be something, something more. Yeah, we're gonna see Bubbles' gruesome death. But there's Bubbles Jr. Apparently he has a son. And I wanted Bubbles Jr. You ride on top of it instead of inside it. They built a mini town street vibe in one of the big rooms, like a whole alley street. That sounds cool. Bubbles Jr. is gonna have a Batman arc. I would be surprised if they bring him back as a boss again one day. They want the next Mount Collection achievement to be something worthwhile, and yet they have Bubbles right there. Oh, here we go. Follower Floodgate, not so evil. Follower dungeons, you can kind of do whatever you want in. There's not a whole lot going on. It's effectively like the quest. It's just like questing outdoors, really. You outgear it pretty hard. You can kind of pull anything you want, just fight it, and the NPCs just sort of flutter around you like butterflies. Can we slam down on a raid killing everyone violently? Like, in the raid? Do you mean like... Oh, I see. That would be fun. It could have been the Fated Season mount. It could have been. And now we'll never get a Mudskipper. No, you're fine. You're fine. Undead Bubbles. Undead Bubbles would be terrifying. He would remember, too. He would remember everything that happened to him. I'm a little surprised that they're not... I mean, I guess I understand that they're not doing trading post furniture, at least right away. Because one thing they could do is just give you extra tender, like just raise the amount of tender they give you. And add furniture so that you would have the tender to buy some. But what can then happen, of course, because there's free choice and whatever, is that people that aren't interested in housing could then get more of the things that they want from the trading post. And I bet you if they... I bet you there's someone out there that doesn't want to do that because they want those people to want to buy the tender in packs and stuff. I don't know. Hope they never do trading post furniture. Sounds miserable. I mean, is it worse than trading post Mog? It's just cosmetics, but for a different format. As far as I know, once you're capped in your professions, there is nothing to spend your knowledge on anymore. There's no... I don't think there's anything. The sub for drops thing is not for the WoW drop. The WoW drop you don't need to subscribe for. It's something to do with the Duolingo drop. I think you might be wiping. Listen, I think they're wiping. I think I'm fine. I'm at full health. It's the NPCs that are all dead. Whose fault is that? They're not even releasing. Are we mad at the scaffolding? Oh no, they're coming back now. Hope there is very high entity limit in player housing. I want 3,000 plague barrels for my undead house. It seems like you'll be able to place lots of stuff. They did mention that at least for alpha, if you have like an insane amount of things in just one room, it can increase the likelihood that your game's gonna crash. But I am imagining they're gonna keep working on that through development. The air attacks I think are just because I was in the little ring things, the little circle things. I think those stop once you kill the boss on this side of it. So yes, I guess actually is the answer to that. I suppose some people might do this side first. I never did. Enjoying going through the data mine decor, seeing what's mapped to old professions so I can prepare for what I want. Yeah. I should probably look into that. Because on one hand, yeah, you could buy it, but it's, or like pay for a crafter to make it. I don't know, I think it's going to be a lot though. Plus, it might be fun to work on it yourself. Alright, friends, you with me? Up you get.
Defensive. Frontal.
Currently working on leveling up all the old professions, and boy is engineering expensive. I feel like what I would do is I would start out by being like, I'm going to level these old professions, and then I would see how expensive it is, and then I would be like, and I'm going to farm all the mats I need to do it. I'll save gold, and I'll have fun. And then I would start doing that, and then I would get approximately 2% of the way to complete. Some new content would come out for the actual game, and then I would forget about it for the rest of my life. I have a feeling that's how that goes. Currently working on leveling up, yeah. If we get a jukebox, like to have one for each room. One room decorated as Surmar, another one looks like the spires of Iraq. Do I want these bombshells? I guess I do. I don't see why not. Sounds about right. Love your sweater. Thank you. My big sister knit it for me. It was very, very sweet of her. It was a Christmas gift a few years back when I first moved back home. Right? People in my family are very good at making stuff. I can embroider a little bit, but that's about the extent of it. I haven't done much of it in a while. I kind of realized there weren't... Oh, there he is. There he is. Buddy, run! No! Oh my god. Our boy. Oh, there's the boss.
Watch your step.
Speaking of, how are your owls? You know, I pulled them out and started working on them again, and they are an absolute disaster because the last time I tried working on them, I guess I was really stressed about moving, and I was, as a result, kind of stupid. And I mixed up like a dark gray from a medium gray, and I did them in reverse, and it's fine as long as I continue to do them in reverse for this section. But counting cross stitch is hard enough when you didn't muck up your colors, and I've done so much of it like this that it would be hard to pull out. And it'll look fine once I finish it if I like can continue my mistake for a certain part. Like if I just revert, because it's just two shades in like the ruff of one of the owl's hats. But like, oh man, I've made it very hard on myself to continue counting. I am really excited for when I get done with this part that I messed up because it's making my brain melt. Yeah, there's not quite 50, but there's a bunch of shades of gray in this thing. Check your percentage for drops. You should be able to check them at your Twitch drops inventory interface, which you can access if you go to your character profile. Top right hand side of your Twitch page, you should have your profile name, your account name. You should be able to right click on that and get a drop down, and drops inventory should be in there somewhere. Something like that. The owls are the Christmas stocking, so I'm working on it, but it's not done. It's been years at this point. It was a much too ambitious project to pick for my first project. I definitely got a little over ambitious. Would love to have one of those Arathi style airships as a flying mount instead of having a recolor of Bellator spawn. Took a minute for my drop progress to kick in. There was also some wonkiness with the Twitch drop this time where, at least for the first day or two, there was... They had kind of messed it up a little bit, and then they ended up resetting it, sort of. Doing a new version of it that worked correctly. So if you see like a Coley false and then a Coley, then that's why. I still need to make sure I turn on someone's stream to get mine. It's a cute pet. I want to make sure I get it. It's available for all of October, though. You've got loads of time. And it's not just my stream. Any WoW stream with drops on should earn you progress. Good afternoon. How's Alpha? Recently got back into WoW. Excited to relearn things. Good afternoon. Alpha's fun. I am going to play some of it later today. I haven't made it there quite yet. I got kind of distracted and sidetracked. It seems good so far, though. It seems really cool.
AOE incoming.
The new stuff looks pretty good. You say you're going to play it later. I mean, that's always true. That's the thing about later is always later. Here, we'll turn this in. I'm going to get this mount that I wanted. I still want to do a little bit of a lap for some Crackling Shards, too. So this should turn in right here in Dornegal. We need to pick Koresh Trust. And now, Flying Man unlocked. That's what I want. Later could be another day. Technically true. Would you recommend someone get back in the game at this point if they didn't care about Remix? Depends on what they want to do, really. If they have any interest in like catching up on old professions and achievements and stuff in advance of housing, now is a great time to do that. If they want to play this season, it's not too late to get into this season. Catch-up gear is pretty good. Koresh and like the current season of Delves and Dungeons is pretty fun. I think there's still good gameplay to be had there. Turbo Boost is coming. Yeah, I think it's a good time. I think there's very few bad times to get into WoW, though. Even if you come in so late that the current season's almost dead, that usually means that there's something new just around the corner. I think that if you want to play WoW, that's the right time to get back into WoW. As reductive as that sounds. Hey, Hazel. Hi, Master Quinlan. How you doing? Haven't done anything this season. Well, that's okay. Waiting for someone to ask that, and Hazel says, oh god, no. Not now. Don't come back. Don't do it. You'll die. Gonna have a keg party when I get my house set up. Resonance crystals. And I want my Terror of the Wastes. That's what we're after. That's what I was doing this morning. Level 3 tunes, gear 2 in about 2 to 3 weeks. Nice. Okay, I'm going back. How am I getting back? Oh, you know what? There's a portal over here. I want to go back to the, Oh, hang on. There's a Devourer tech. We have to do it. There's a mount that we're working on for energy pods, is it? Some people must be finishing this. I'm 15 to 20 of these things, so if I'm around and I see this up, I have to. I have to. Everything's still good with the house? Yeah. I was musing on it earlier. I think I actually, to some weird, twisted extent, did myself a favor by stressing so much in advance about everything that could possibly go wrong, because compared to the context of my worst fears, things that are actually a problem are really not so bad. Like, I was reading stories about all sorts of disasters that happen to people and things they uncover and, you know, just everything that could possibly... Weird smells that turn out to be like rotting rodents decaying in your walls and foundations that need 6-figure repairs and stuff. Drainage issues where your house floods and then just floats away down the river. And compared to all of my worst fears, everything's been great. Oh, do you see another bear? You mean after yesterday? Or the day before? Or since you know, depends. No, we did not bring Moose to inspect the house. He didn't see it until we moved in. It felt like bad manners to try to bring my pet into a house that I didn't own yet. Although it's my house now, so I can do whatever I want. What do I want? I got my Devoured Energy Pod. I was going back to Dornegal. After the day before yesterday. At the risk of frying my brain, no, I don't think so. I am extra vigilant now. Now that I know how much the trees shake when there's bears in them, now I always check the trees to see if they're windier than the weather gives them right to be. Have a little peek over the fence and see if anyone's hanging out over there. And then if we take the dog... I mean, we were doing this already, but if we're taking the dog out after dark, he's on leash. Yeah, drop bears in the trees. Like, I knew that black bears climb trees, but I didn't realize how funny they look doing it because they're so chunky right now, like trying to be chunky for winter. That they just look so funny up in a little, like, they'll climb trees that aren't very big, and you're like, that tree is in danger. Okay. I came here. I wanted to see my new mount. We got a Terror of the Wastes. Is that my mount? Yeah, that's the new one. Terror of the Night was our Vigilante mount. The Wastes is this one. That was our Koresh Renown 19. Calling them chunky is not very nice. I think chunky is what they're going for. They're going to lose, fascinatingly, they'll lose, what is it, like 50% of their body mass while hibernating. But black bears, they don't actually sleep all winter, but they go into like this torpor state where they don't need to like eliminate body waste. They don't eat. They just kind of like chill and hang out. And their heart rate slows down like crazy. It's super, super interesting. And despite losing all of that body mass, they're not actually losing muscle or bone calcium the way that you would expect if it was like a human who was fasting like that. Like, they're totally built for it. It's really cool. But yeah, chunky's what they're after, because especially if she's a mama that's going to have cubs, they have their cubs in like January or February while they're still hibernating or hanging out. And then she has to like nurse her cubs and have them without going out and getting any more food. So she wants to be as chunky as she can make it. Last week was Fat Bear Week. I heard about that. I heard. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get up. I'll be right back, and then I'll be back. Okay, we're back. Back in the Aladorn, and I want to turn my rear scanner back on and see what we can do about a quick little lap for Crackling Shards, because that was my original plan. You know, we got a little setback by Undermine, we got a little setback by Koresh, but I must have made like 8,000 gold. I don't know if it was 8,000. Sounds like. I like doing wild pet battles. Don't even like Pokemon Go. I'm sorry. People seen the new Mythic Plus mounts yet? I don't know if I did. We're gonna make sure we are turning our rare scanner back on. Oh, it is. Okay. All set then. And let's go have a little lap around and see if any of these rares are up. Will be your good luck charm. You shall gather many shards. Thanks. I need 4 more, and then we're free, at least of Alanira. There's definitely other collecting that I will probably not have done from the War Within by the time the War Within is over, but at least I don't know. This is the one I want the most, I think. It's a beautiful mount. Yeah, I want to ride it into midnight. Yep, he is up. Hi, Chronolith. What's the plan for Alpha? You mean my plan for what I want to do in Alpha, or Blizzard's plan for what they're going to do with it? I'm planning to, when I do eventually get back on it, I want to keep questing to try to finish Erator's quest line so that I can try out I want to check out the Argentina. It says, the notes say that once you do Erator's thing, that the first visitor quest is available from there. Okay, so Clawbreaker's down there. We're going to see if this one's up too. Good day, Hazel. Hope you have a great day. Thank you, Darabellia. Oh, twice Stinger's up. What about Tempest Lord? Yeah, there we go. That's what we're after. We'll do this guy first. The tavern thing, forgot about that. It looked kind of cool in the preview. I want to see it in game and kind of feel how important it's going to be. Because I remember in Warlords of Draenor we had the inn was a building that you could build in your garrison, and they would have different visitors every week offering you different quests. And that sounds kind of similar, but I'm curious to see what this one feels like. Any shards? No shards? Is rare's the best way? I think bees are the best way. I think bee and wolf farming in a skinning group, whether you have skinning or not, just joining a group and just cranking mobs out there, I think that's probably your fastest way. This is, I think, one of the better ways that isn't going to drive me crazy, because I like the rare farming, and it does spit out shards occasionally. It seems to be less time intensive, maybe. Plus, it's helping me collect the mog that I need from these rares. Although at this point, well, Plague Heart is the only non. Hang on, turn account mode. Oh no, account mode was on. Plague Heart is the only non Violet Hold rare that has mog for me left. Not sure if you saw earlier, I was blaming Scrap for something Leatrix Plus was doing. Was Leatrix deleting your stuff? Ooh. It's funny, I have Leatrix auto-vendoring on, but it wasn't even auto-vendoring for me. I couldn't get it working. So it's a really low drop rate. So it's hard to really pin down a best way. This is just what feels fun and satisfying for me. I enjoy this more than farming. I don't like mass farming mobs in groups. I find it kind of frustrating. It stresses me out, so I'd prefer to not do it if I have another way of doing it. But I think this will probably take longer. There was a time that I loved being in WoW Alpha and Beta, but now I'm like, just let me know when it's ready and I'll be there. I think if I wasn't a streamer, I would not worry about Alpha or Beta. I would just kind of play the game when it comes out, because that's when you get to actually keep all your progress. I'm not in such a hurry to see new stuff because it's not finished yet, and you know, I'd rather see it when it's finished cooking. Garrison Inn's broken too. Every time I go in, quest givers have swapped out. Oh dear. Hey Hazel. Hi Angela. It's going good. How is it going with you? Still needing shards getting to the end of the X-Pack. Yeah. Some people also like just spam farming. There are questing and leveling rares that are different from these ones. And they respawn every like couple of minutes. So people will just camp a character out there, kill them every couple minutes when they come out, and then farm shards that way. And that was what I was originally going to do, except that I tried it for a while and I didn't get any shards from it. And I'm sure it can. I'm sure I'm just getting unlucky, but you know, human nature, you're going to want to keep doing the things that have been working for you. And this is just how I got most of my shards. Plague Heart's up. Plague Heart was up. Oh, man. I needed that one. Well, yeah, you got 4 shards from running delves. I got 1 shard from running delves, but I ran like 20 delves, it feels like, to get it. So it just kind of depends on what you got lucky from as to what's going to feel good for you. I need 4 more. I've got 6, so I need 4 more. Crackling Shards. This item right here. They are warbound. They stack to 10, and you combine 10 of them to make an item that you use to engage the Alunira rare that spawns up here in the top of that hill to get a mount. It's basically this version's, I don't know why I can never remember what they're called, but the Alani mount from Mob. This expansion's version of it. I don't know if the Delve tier effects drops. It theoretically shouldn't. I don't know if it does. Mine dropped on a Delve 8. Yeah, Sky Shards. The main difference between Sky Shards and this is that Sky Shards were shareable. You were able to use somebody else's engage of Alinir to get your mount if you wanted, or you could have it like gifted to you. This one is not shareable. You must farm them yourself. Yeah, they are warbound, which is nice. You can farm them across different characters. So I didn't get any this time. I'm going to park this character here, and I'm going to check this again on one more alt that's on a different realm. Hazel. Scarlet. I commenced my alt purge, deleted 60. You deleted 60 characters. How many do you have left? That is aggressive. Holy. 5. Holy mackerel. Yeah, who are the lucky 5? What did you keep? It was an alt massacre. Nothing here. I'll go check. I'm attached to all my 28 characters. Could not delete them. Also, don't know what to do with them. Yeah, I'm not opposed to purging an alt here and there. I've definitely done it before. Two subscriptions to WoW and they're connected? One I do not use, but I cannot get them to just delete that one. Oh, that is weird and annoying. How goes the shard hunt? It's going. I've been reasonably lucky about finding the rares up. I kept 3 priests, a demon hunter, and a hunter. I love it. I love it. That's great. Alts are so useful for collector's bounty. Feels good to clear out the ones you aren't connected to. I know. Sometimes, like, if it weren't for stuff like collector's bounty, sometimes I'm tempted to just, like, it would be great to have, like, 3 characters, you know? Or, I don't know. How many do you need to do all the professions? 5, maybe? It would be pretty cool to just have that many, and then to actually keep them all, you know, geared up and up to date, and not just, like, abandoned relics of the past. Tansar, thank you for the 3-month resub. To count it now. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Congrats, the Brewfest, man. Yeah, finally got lucky. Pretty happy about it. I think I like playing different races too much. I like making the different like race class combos. But I don't necessarily need to like have all of them. I'm trying to think, like, if I did, not that I'm gonna, but if I did, like, prune down to, like, 3 characters or 5 characters, like, who lives and who dies. I would need a priest, a hunter, a druid. Anthus, I think, would make it, my paladin. Inksy's my priest. My night elf is probably my druid. I have too much history on her, although Heronir would be tempting. Which hunter would be a really good question, actually? I don't know. How did you decide in your last call? I think it was feels. I think I just kind of went through and I just tried to feel out whether or not I cared, whether I would miss them if they were gone. Keep Anthus, I've unofficially claimed him. Very attached to all 40-ish of my characters. Oh yeah, boy. Yeah, if I needed a warlock, it would have to be boy. You need an engineer in Horde and Alliance. I disagree. I don't have an engineer on Horde or Alliance, and I have managed to continue walking this earth without bursting into flame. I don't know why I'm attached to a character that isn't mine. What happens? Imagine if instead of like a normal digestive system, you had a combustion engine, and you could just drink fuel, and then whenever you were like ready to like get up and go do stuff. Have you decided when you're gonna do your next purge? I mean, your sentence presupposes that I'm going to do one. I didn't have any plans. I'm a little jealous of yours though. I did get the beer mount yesterday. Yesterday was my brew mount. Got the Brewfest bomber. Nice. Does that mean I shouldn't be drinking fuel? Man. I think this is one of the other reasons why people tend to get the shards farming out here, is they're able to kill these rares whenever they respawn. There's 3 of them that spawn in this area. So a lot of people that are farming bees will get rares from the mobs themselves, but also from Charfuria, Tetra, and Sweet Spark. For Remix home server, go elsewhere. I had thought about doing my home server, but after doing this, I'm kind of tempted to pick like another RP server that I don't have a character on. Just so that I could use it for something like this. Just find the rares up. Yeah, it's true. I did say I was going to cull. Not if I didn't get Elenira before Remix. It was if I hadn't leveled those characters by the time I got Elenira, but that was back when I was leveling the characters while farming. I was like questing in the Isle of Dorn to try to get shards. And I did that for like a week straight and got nothing, so I got kind of disillusioned with it, I think. Koresh Mount Achievement, grab all the weapon cosmetics. I have! It was pretty fun. I liked it. I didn't do it all at once like some people did at the very first top of the expansion. I kind of chipped away at it for a little bit, and then I did it in like 2 days after I was kind of halfway done. It was cool, though. I liked the mount. I liked the orb collecting. Once you get your like Koresh rep high enough that you can sometimes spawn the orbs yourself when you kill things in face space, that helped a little bit, too. And then I used handy notes to mark spawn points of the orbs on my map so that I would get into face space and then just kind of go around to the different spawn points that handy notes had. That was for Phase Lost and Found, for the Phase Lost Slate back mount. Twice Stinger. Twice Stinger has mogs for me. Need 13 more for that one. Plus the weapon mogs are gorgeous. They look great. I have not earned a Crackling Shard in a while. That'll happen eventually. Sometimes you get a hot streak. 6 shards. 6 out of 10. Good resonance crystals. They seem to really come and go. When it rains, it pours, and when it's dry, you're thirsty. There's not... They seem to come in bursts. That's a good question if Stat Squish will affect your long strider speed set. Typically, in the past, they have. They usually do. It probably won't break it completely, but I would not be surprised if it is not as effective as it once was. It's happened before. I just want to get to the top of the mountain to go look for Chronolith, and then we can get back in Alpha and keep questing. Maybe I'll park her back over here so that next time I log in I can check for Violet Hold rares. Add-on that allows adding many lines of map coordinates. TomTom does something like that. You can put a bunch of waypoints down. Ah, it is up. What do you know? Mage Tower not in Remix. Possible to do nowadays. It is still open as far as I know. Violet Hold rares. Yeah, escaped Violet prisoners, I should say. So when Dalaran crashed, the Violet Hold jail popped open, and there's a rare spawn point that has 3 different rares that could be up. That I guess they rotate with each other or something. But they all tend to have mogs. I want the backpack. I'm only missing a polearm and a couple of things, even though it's a recolor. What's it called? Do I have it? I'm curious. Appearances. I guess I don't know what I think I'm looking for here. Hi, Aslal. How you doing? I need Rotfist's Flesh Carver. How do you have more mounts than me? Calling the cops. You. How do I have mounts? Oh, man. I forgot to turn skywriting back on. I'm slow flying over here. I don't know. They just kind of stack up over time. I don't have a particularly complete collection. There's all kinds of easy stuff I'm missing. I've just been kind of chipping away at it for a long time. Look, I don't have the Divine Kiss of Onara from Dragonflight. I don't have, there's a Time Walking Mount I don't have because I'm still very slowly catching up. Oh, I never did Blueberry. I need to keep working on that too. That's right. There's dailies or something I'm meant to be doing for that. Most mounts in Lightbringer, I guess not. 975. You know how you check that, actually. I'll show you what I like to do. Da, da, da. This is very fun. Not at all addicting. Hold on. I'm just going to park my character back here. Where these, this is where the rares spawn in this little spot right here. So, datafораzeroth.com, third-party website. Big fan. And you look up your character. So I am Inksy on Lightbringer. And you can see how complete your account is by various measures. So I can see that I have 83.3% of available mounts. And I can see that on Lightbringer, I am rank 9. So you can see how many mounts. There's 8 people that have more mounts than me on Lightbringer. If you look yourself up, you may be able to find out where you are on the list. So if you have 975, you would be somewhere in the neighborhood, somewhere in here, which would put you kind of 30 through 36, which is still really good. There are 50 pages, I think. Or hang on, there's a lot of pages. There's a lot of people. You know, numbers go quite far. But yeah, there's lots of easy stuff that I'm missing. If you look at one way that I like to check to see what are the easiest ones that I could target is I'll go to my own mount collection. It'll show you your leaderboard distribution. So I guess, yeah, compared to lots of people, this is the layout of how many mounts other people have, just in all of WoW, like how many mounts most people have. So the majority of the WoW population is kind of in this like 13 to, I don't know, like 400 range, like this chunk right here. And I'm way over here. So I am in the 99.8-ish percentile. So that's pretty good. You can see your history of collecting them. But then if you go to your mounts tab here, and you filter to only uncollected, and you can sort them by rarity, by how many other people have them. And then you can find out, like, this Amalgam of Rage, which was the Diablo promotion. Apparently 43% of accounts got that. I didn't get it. I was too cheap to buy it. I refused. Here's a trading post mount. Lots of trading post mounts that apparently lots of people got. 40%. I never got those. Trading post, because I started getting too cheap for them. And then there's Hort, Sunwalker Kodo, trading post. Yeah, Tauren Paladin. Blacksteel Battle Boar, Guild Glory the Drenner Raider. You can kind of figure out what the easy things are to get that you're missing. This website is called Data for Azeroth. It's super, super fun. Big recommend. Rarest mount that I have. So I would go to my collected mounts and I would sort them by rarity. Sort by rarity, and I would... Can I reverse it? I don't know if I can reverse it, but I could just go to the last page. My most collected mount, apparently, Renewed Proto-Drake. That makes sense. Everybody gets that. 98%. Legion Forged Elec, actually. Because these don't update, like, every day or anything like that. That is this month's Trading Post Gimme mount. So that's apparently my rarest mount. Let's go back one to find something that's actually more rare. Corrupted Hippogriff, my TCG mount. So there's a trading card game mount, trading card game mount, trading card game mount. Basically TCG mounts that have not yet been given away as part of like Twitch drops or whatever. Woolly White Rhino, those are going to be about 1%ish, and I have most, if not all of those. I guess not all of them. I don't have a chicken. I don't have the rooster. The Slateback mount from Eco Succession is actually a bit low still. Oh yeah, there's the Golden Regal Scarab. That was the gold sync mount that we had in Dragonflight. Yeah. Different things. Okay, so we're leaving this alone. And I am, speaking of, I'm going to pop over to Midnight Alpha. I got my TCG mounts during Warlords of Draenor by buying them on the auction house with gold that I was making from doing mission tables on a bunch of characters during WoD. I would spend about 90 minutes a day just running missions. It was very boring. I was unemployed. Actually, that's not true. In WoD, I was technically a YouTuber. I just wasn't a very successful one yet. Alright, midnight. Let's turn on midnight. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. But yeah, if you've been trying to collect stuff, it can be kind of an ego boost to see what percentile your collection falls into, because you might think, oh man, especially if you're looking on like social media, you're looking on Twitch and you're comparing collections to those people, it's kind of easy to forget sometimes that that's like the tippy top of like collecting compared to most people in the game. Your collection's probably quite good report card wise. All right, here is midnight. We're gonna log in. We're at level 81. We're gonna keep moseying on through Eversong Woods. I remember not buying the TCG Dragonhawk in WoD because 85k was too expensive for an unremarkable Dragonhawk. I know. Looking at that, it makes me wonder if I'm being silly for being so cheap about trading post mounts. I have tons of tender, and I'm not spending them because I decided not to spend them for the +1. But if I had been spending them for the +1, then I wouldn't have any tender. So I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna go back to where we were questing. We're gonna keep working on this campaign. I remember we were flying around looking for pets to demo. Thanks for saying my collection is good. It is! 21k tender, nothing to buy. At a certain point, I think I'm hoarding it just for the sake of hoarding it. I'm disappointed that Midnight's giving us Heron Ear? Oh, I'm really excited about that. I think they look really cool. Different strokes. We need one more strange plant examined. Yeah, this zone's pretty. This is nice. I'm a big fan of this. I feel like it's a really beautiful area, and it's also like soaked in nostalgia because it is such an old zone that it's like that we've been away from for so long because it was such a old zone. Like you couldn't even fly out here. So a lot of us have not been here in a long time. You're making the argument that you're saving it for when things go on sale? I guess that could be true. Trading posts like they did last Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, if they do cheap things for cheaper than what they were originally, then maybe. Is this my funny plant? That is my funny plant. Squish numbers. I should figure out how to turn off my floating combat numbers so I could... Not that I'm terribly worried about it, but I don't want to upset people. Pets and mounts. Not into Mog. A couple tabards and shields. I like Mog, but I need to really love it to spend tender on it. Pets, I've gotten most of the pets. I think I've only skipped 1 or 2 of the pets. I was afraid the Heron Ear were rabbit people, and I was relieved to see that they're not.
State your business. Thank you. Those Hawkstriders are a terror.
Please save my kitty. I was gonna say, have these guys gotten scaled up, but maybe not that much. Her eyes look a little bit like someone smooshed them before they were dry. Where's your cat? I'm assuming you're a citizen that I can help. Oh, there's the cat. Oh, I'm really tall, apparently. Okay, that counts. I did actually get the horseman color the horseman recolor. Oh no, sorry, I got the mount, not the Mog, just the mount. I think I'm probably gonna have to drop some tender this winter on the food themed weapons though. I think that's happening for sure. So we need to help another citizen, I think. So what's wrong with you? Is it your pet? Oh, there you go.
Poor kitten was savaged. Thank you.
His kitten. Trading post is annoying because my all the things list would be all green without it. Yeah. I need to trap some links for relocation. Hallows End starts 18th, October 18th. Runs until November 1st. Looks like soon. Coming up soon. Links trap for relocation. Oh, like you. Okay. Did they give me a trap? No. What happens if I just fight it? Also, my oh, there we go. We're fine. My nameplates suck now. They were better yesterday. Hello? Nameplates. They should be showing my debuffs. I don't know why they're not. This was working better yesterday. I wonder what happened. I had dots on that target. I could see them on the unit frame, but not on the nameplate. Wish there was a way to adjust contrast. It should be right over top of it. For Koresh, the zone's just too bright for my eyes. I had that same problem in Koresh, and what I ended up doing was getting a stack of inky black potions. Is that what they're called? Either inky black or inky bright, but they're like Darkmoon Fair consumables. You can get them on the auction house. Pretty cheap. And they last for a couple hours, and it basically darkens the whole zone, and it made it much easier on my eyes. I didn't use them today, but I do have some. 28 Celsius here today. Oh, that's toasty. One more day, then back to the 18 Celsius range.
A new Belore Delinar. Farewell.
I'm almost surprised that Blood Elves aren't getting like a makeover. I guess they did do it at one point, didn't they? Did they? I know that they retouched a bunch of races. Blood Elves and Draenei did get it, didn't they? I actually forget. Hazel, do you have the pre-armored version of the original vanilla mounts? Absolutely not. I didn't even start playing until Wrath. I am a big ol' Wrath baby. Yeah. What race are you going to be first? What race am I going to be? Well, my gnome, of course. Right? Unless I'm misunderstanding the question. That's my main. I'm a gnome priest. Oh, hey, my nameplate's back. I wonder what happened. At this point, Wrath babies not babies anymore, at least teens. Yeah, how many years ago was 2009? 16? Good lord! Let's not think about that. It's supposed to be the prophesized. I see. Let's see. We want to turn on this one.
The eternal
I'm not going to
sun
pick up side
guides us.
quests. We want to stick with
Time is of the essence.
main ones. That is an upgrade. That is not an upgrade. We place those. Good. Do we have a like a vendor mount? Expedition yak maybe? Expedition yak. I believe it's 5 Celsius, supposed to get to 9 fall. Definitely.
I have many lucky
How much customization do you have over the default nameplates now? I will show ya. Oh, hang on. Need those.
May your feet find good trails.
Make sure that none of the stuff that we're getting rid of is important here.
For a friend of the Grummels.
There we go. Nameplate settings are here under gameplay. You can choose who you want to use them for. You can have things like always show on. You can have stacking nameplate behavior. You can choose the size of your nameplate. This is kind of the preview that shows you how different things work. There's different styles that you can choose between. I've been using the new default one. You can choose what kind of text you want to have. I have the health percentage as well as the rarity icon, which is that little guy on the left that shows me if it's like an elite or whatnot. It'll show you cast bar info. If you want, you can have like the spell target. You can have the spell icon if you like. You can have it highlight important casts a little extra, or when you're targeted by the cast. You can have aggro display, which is this little fire thing. You can choose what kind of buffs and debuffs you want it to show. So I have it showing their buffs and my debuffs on them. You can also opt into shared CC if you want. And debuff padding, and you can also choose to simplify some other things. I think I'm going to turn that off. I wonder if that's what happened to me.
Your path leads you deep.
Hey, Orwayne is back.
The roots brought us both here.
Following the trail. I can look at the thin caster focused ones. I think I'll go with those. Yeah, I like that there's the different styles seem pretty, like, nice. They're pretty substantially different from each other. I think that they're going to be good enough for me. I don't know why I'm not flying. I can fly here.
You'll encroach no further.
Oh, I can herb it. Hazel, what are you gonna be for Halloween? In lieu of nothing, I would say probably I would wear the Murloc onesie for the 15th year in a row. I'm not a big Halloween person, although I should probably have like a bowl of candy just in case anyone tries to trick or treat here. But yeah, I'm not all that into Halloween. I don't really do anything for it, and I don't have it in me to spend any money on like decorations or costumes or anything like that when it's not really for anything. Do you feel midnight is being doomed on? I don't know. I don't. At the risk of sounding sheltered, I'm not really tuned into what other people are saying. So I don't know. I'm kind of happier not to know, to be honest. I did carve a pumpkin, that's true. I did buy pumpkins to carve in a pumpkin carving kit. I guess I'm willing to spend money if there's joy involved for me. I guess I just don't get that much joy in dressing up. Pass that candy every year now. I don't know if I'll get trick-or-treaters here, but I should have some candy just in case, because it would be a shame for them to come all the way out here and then not get anything.
Do not fear.
But even if people were, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and feelings, you know, and the ability to process and work through them out loud, you know, on whatever platform you have. There's nothing wrong with that. I think if it's bumming you out, then it's a good time to tune out. And if it's making you feel validated and seen, it's a good time to tune in. Yeah, personal preference. It's kind of a funny side effect of the world we live in now, where you can listen to other people's opinions basically infinitely if you want to. You know, in the olden times, you would hear what they say down in the village square, and then you'd be like, well, it's time for dinner now. I shall go grind my grain or whatever. But now you can be on your phone. You can just keep scrolling. It'll keep showing you opinions, and it can make them seem much bigger than they are, even if they're the same sized opinions that they were back in the grain grinding days. Usually have inflatable Halloween decor. This year, toning it down. Good excuse for buying candy. I guess if I guess I should buy candy that I would want, just in case the trick-or-treaters don't come, you know. I like the light bloom. This area is pretty. Light bloom petal what? Petal wing. Okay. Some of the new font is so big that you can't always see the entire name of the mob when it's inside the health bar. I would like to be able to turn down the font size, but not the nameplate size, but I don't think that's an option that's available yet, if it's coming. Sonurin reminds me of Wad Everblame. It really does, yeah. Oh, there's an ore. Someone was asking about ore. I'm not spec'd into mining right now, but we found an umbral tin. It seems like the theme for
You have come far,
the theme
stranger.
for gathering materials is kind of like upscaled, elevated versions of our classic ones. So, you know, maybe actually I don't know if umbral is a modifier. It must be. Umbral tin instead of tin. We have something that looks kind of like an updated silver leaf. There's something that looks kind of like an updated earth root. There's azurite, you know. This one is an argent leaf. I think this might be like the sort of fancier looking silver leaf kind of situation. Where's the argent leaf? Hang on. Here it is, yeah. So silver leaf adjacent. Obviously a little bit different, a little fancier. Good fix for the Lua error pop-up. Yeah, I just close it. You can, I think there's something that you can run that will hide your Lua errors if you are completely not engaging with them at all. Don't need them. I don't have anything up though. It's just it's a normal part of alpha development. Throws a lot of errors like that. What happened to the actual starter area? I would imagine that it's phased. I don't know though. Kind of like how Teldrassil can still be played through by Night Elf characters if you want, even though it burned. I have a feeling I will really tone down most of my add-ons even now, so I will not be shocked at midnight. Yeah, scaling back early is not a bad idea to kind of adapt to it a little bit, but we're going to get lots of time to get used to it in pre-patch before the actual expansion launches. Are you excited for any of those older dungeons coming to midnight to be Mythic Plus? I would need to look at the list again. I've already forgotten what they said.
Speak to me.
There's a portal that you can go through to the old version. Brilliant silver. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Hang on. That's just me. Look at that. Oh, I want to zoom in. I want to zoom in. What? That looks nice. Oh yeah, Skyreach, Pitasaron. Oh yeah. That's right. Elgathar. I could do without Elgathar. But it's, you know, it's a season. They go fast. There's usually been like a couple dungeons I've liked and a couple dungeons I haven't liked from every season's pool. And I play them and I have a good time, and then there's new ones come out. It's not the end of the world. I don't think there's any dungeon they could pull that would make me actually, like, mad.
I shall watch
You know, we groan. We jest. We do the dungeons. We move on. Skyreach. Skyreach I can get on board with. Skyreach is actually kind of cool. Once everybody... The trouble with Skyreach is when you're trying to do Skyreach with people that don't understand. Like, people would do the big bird boss and just refuse to hide. You know, every boss is hard if you ignore the mechanics. I think Plaguefall coming back might ruin me. Oh man, what about all my Plaguefall practice? What if it was all for something? I think because dungeons are only coming back for a season and not an entire expansion, even if they bring back really unpopular ones, it's a fairly limited... It's going to be, what, an eighth of a season that lasts for... How long do seasons last for? 12 weeks?
So, your path leads you.
Although I am somebody that will not farm dungeons for trinkets. I either get them or I don't. I don't stress about it. So I'm not going to have my life ruined by them adding a good trinket to a bad dungeon. And I know that is not the case for everybody. 6 to 6.5 months, 26 weeks? Huh. Man, I have no concept of time. None at all. I feel like I thought they were shortened. I guess not. I love to play Spires of Ascension, liked it back then. I think every dungeon that is unpopular has fans. Every single one of them. If they brought Oculus back from Wrath, somebody would be like, yes! Yeah, they like picking dungeons that kind of fit into stuff that's going on in the modern game. That's why we got a Mechagon. How does your spec feel compared to retail? Oh, hang on. I have a mob on me. Why don't you have a nameplate? Oh, that's why. Oh, Oculus for the memes. Don't even joke about it, please. Spec feels good compared to retail, I think. I'm not that good at retail Shadow Priest. So I'm not as familiar with the things they stripped out of it. I guess I miss Void Torrent a little bit. Void Torrent was satisfying. But I'm just questing. It's working fine. The Tentacle Smash is fun. I prefer that to Shadow Crash, I think.
Let nature take its course.
Light bless you. May the light guide you. Carry.
Oh yeah, Seed of the Triumvirate. Love Hairnear will be making a druid. Love all the new forms they get. I was thinking about Hairnear Druid as well. No, I haven't tried Holy yet. I'm just questing, so I don't really have anything to heal right now. I haven't tried to do any group content in Alpha yet. I'm scared of other people. I might stay a while and listen just to get my quest objective to update. Unless it's this one? Road to Tranquillion? There's a body here. Meet with Umbric. In Tranquillion. It's gonna be like on my map, but I guess maybe it's up here. I'm not sure if the music is the same. I don't even know if they have the new music in yet. Sometimes they do that quite late. Can you really just fly down to the Plaguelands? I guess so. I haven't tried it. It must feel weird.
Come with an
this is alpha map, so your in-game map will not look like this. I don't usually get the art drawn maps until quite late in development. So this is just a dev map. It's not finished yet. I am consuming cheese strings. You do it like the Fox and the Hound spaghetti scene. So we are, what are we doing? Questioning townsfolk, looking for clues. There must be some kind of a mystery. Completing an Eastern ritual.
This is the third time I've been robbed.
Well. With a lot of add-ons getting phased out, have you been thinking about how to get your voice pack integrated into more stuff? I think I was gonna let it go quietly into the long night, to be honest with you. I don't think that it's important that I get it into stuff. I realize now the Brewfest tokens are warbound. Yeah, that's how I ground out all of my tokens for all of the new ensembles. Is I just did the intro quests on like 20 alts.
5.
Heard somebody use yours in the wild just
Something odd
today.
is going on down south, but we haven't the numbers to patrol.
Yeah, Tranquillion got a glow up. Been doing it the hard way. Oh, they need a lot of tokens this year for everything. There's a lot of mog on the vendor.
Baladash, Malanore.
Suspicious. Such as a giant storm of void looming over us all, you mean? Can't say I have.
Wish they'd make the chow down prize tokens warband. You want to be chowing down on multiple characters? I was kind of glad I didn't have to do it this year. It's hard to find other people that also need to chow.
Embrace the shadow.
Expect that Halloween will be the same. Lots of new stuff added to it as well. Yeah, it could be. They did some stuff last year, I thought, too. Love the Ghostlands aesthetic. Hope it's still out there. There's definitely spooky areas here. Not this one specifically, but there definitely are more vibes than just the pretty forest in this zone. 100% Brewfest for your settings? No. It's not something I usually try to work on. I got all the Mog mounts pets. I'm done. Good enough for me. My settings want me to get like the Steins, and I refuse because they're not even real Mog. It's just a setting thing. I love these drapes. This curtain thing is so pretty.
The eternal sun guides us.
So the Mog that you got from the hourly event was not the same Mog from the vendor. It would cut down your cost by giving you like 15 Brewfest tokens every hour when you do the event if you're doing it, but you're not... There's different Mog sets. You could get everything from the hourly event and you will still need the same things from the vendor. There's different colors of them. There's 4 colors of that set that you can get. It's a bit nuts. Those curtains would not be great in a high wind. Is there a clue over here? There is a clue over here. Love the Blood Elves chasing the birds. No, the vendor has different colors. It's a bit obnoxious. You need over 3,000 Brewfest tokens to get everything new. Now, if you're not worried about having it in every color, then I would applaud you on your sanity, because that's the smarter thing to do.
A Void Elf woman rushed out of here last night as if she was trying to flee.
The journal found. Look at this bed. This is so cute. Can I even be out of shadow form? I can. This is kind of how I sleep too. Very no mage. This year ran Dire Brew till I got the name out and then stopped with Brewfest entirely. Don't have the bandwidth for it this year. Yeah, they added so much to it that it feels to me like they're adding things with the intent that most people get it across many years. They're trying to forward proof it a little bit. Wouldn't it be cool if you were able to loot some of the furnishings in buildings that you had to clear for quests? Just find... I mean, I bet you they would put treasures that give furniture with the appearance of the furniture somewhere. You know, like you just grab a curtain and then you have it. Oh, there's a kitty.
Greetings. May your heart be true.
Spell Purge, what do you think of it? So far, it seems like I kind of got used to it a bit quickly for Shadow. This isn't my normal main spec, though. It seems like I still have enough stuff to be getting by. Hi, Hazel. How are you? Hello. I'm doing good. How are you? They definitely didn't simplify it down to the point that I'm going to have just like 5 buttons or anything, you know. Going over here. Yeah, doing all right. Doing all right. Getting through some questing. The tentacle slam looks cool. Look at that. Oh, thanks for the cancer. Yeah, I was getting 150 tokens per alt for doing the Brewfest intro quest, the Elec quest, and then the Corn Dire Brew. And we were getting that done in like 7-8 minutes per character. You make the best guides. Thanks, Old Coat. That's sweet of you. I think they did say every prop they create is made with player housing in mind. The possibility of seeing those curtains. We're up. I don't know how I'm ever going to begin to decorate my house. Thanks for the reminder, Snake, my Brewfest bomber. Oh, congrats! That's awesome! You want Umbrick Spew? Trying to see if it looks familiar or not. This is so cute. I just want to go fishing. I can. Bubbling bloom. You want to catch some new fish? Are there new fish in? Looks like it. You trying to fish? I don't know if I'm trying to fish IRL. Wait, what? Huh? Oh no, new words. Oh, brain hurt. Thinking commencing. Okay, so you use it to throw the blooming catalyst into any Quel'Thalas fishing pool to turn it into a bloom swarm. This destroys the pool in the process. Bloom swarms contain rarer fish in more quantities than normal. So this is a pool of bloom. So what we need to then do to get to the bottom of this is find a regular pool, maybe fish it once to see what it has, and then throw and then bloom it to turn it into a bloom swarm. Twitching. New thing make brain hurt. Do you think they'll have another fishing derby? I kind of hope so. It was fun. I like the way they did it this time around. It's funny, I don't actually have fish tracking yet. But we can track them with our eyes. Alright, what's that one? That is Bubbling Bloom. Is all of this going to be a Bubbling Bloom? Is that all they have yet? What's that one? Bloom. Bloom. Oh, okay. We found a fish pool. This one is a Sunwell Swarm. I did not get any more shards, no. But we got lots of rares killed. So I want to fish this first just to see what's in it. You know. Ha! Bloom. Okay. It's not good luck. Next time. There's always next time. I wonder if they haven't implemented the rest of the fish yet. This I kind of thought that this one being a Sunwell Swarm might have fishies. And I'm not seeing them yet. I wonder if they're not in. Alright, well, forget that. What happens if I throw the bloom in? So now it's a bloom swarm. In theory, this should have rarer fish and more of them. It looks kind of cool. In practice, what it has is more bloom. I think that's just not fully implemented yet, but that's kind of cool. It sounds interesting. I like it when they do little things to fishing, as long as they're not too complicated. Inside of you, there are two wolves, and both are Aquarius blooms. Yeah. Like, in Warlords of Draenor, when we were, like, filleting fish, that was too much. That was not. That was over the top. This I could maybe get on board with. Yeah, Shadow feels fun. It's getting the job done. It's got all the core pieces. And they feel good together. It feels maybe a little simplified, but also in, I think, a good way. There's still a bajillion talents. I'm still gonna have Wowhead tell me what talents to pick.
We embrace power. We do not fear it. Do not bend.
We got a trinket. Nice little unequipped trinket. So, which things do we want for our house? Shelf? Shelf. Love a bookshelf. Kind of an alchemy table. Dragonflight garden tools and some dirt. I like the big flowers. I think I'm gonna want plants and flowers. This. I want this one. I want these ones. That's what's for me. There were some issues with the drop pet, but I've heard that it is working better now. But the visible progress might be a bit buggy. I'm sorry I don't have better answers about that. Okay, her outfit kind of slaps. I like how she has cold shoulders, like she doesn't know that 2017 is over and she does not care. They're held up by belt buckles. Look at this sleeve. Sorry guys, gotta buckle on my sleeves for the day. Yeah, people are gonna want that. She can help me. Ooh, look at this! Rotating, floating, bookshelf, and scroll. It's like those things that turn chickens. I love it. I'm meant to be doing something right now aside from just shopping for doodads. Salad! Sorry. Wine? Punch? Magic punch. Oh, pretty painting. Why is your target frame down there? What's it to you? Who's asking? Why not? Thoughts and possibility no more pet battles. I don't really have anything interesting to say yet.
Anubalore Delanar.
Lie to him. Sure.
Glory to the Sindora.
Why not? I know him can be morally lying. Meet with Lord and sure, yeah. Can't wait to make my blood elf house. Housing exterior customization's not in alpha yet, so it might be in for launch, but it's not testable yet, so that's probably why I haven't seen more of it. I would expect to see it in a future build. Didn't I see something in the grass I could loot, maybe? Oh, maybe it was up here. There's a capybara pet. There's a, So Philo is the capybara Loa of children, and this is the achievement for the Midnight Safari. And it's Doe, child of Philo. This one can battle. This one can battle. Some of them can. Have we decided what classes we're making in Remix? I think I'm gonna do a hunter. Easy, easy peasy. I don't even have to keep it if I don't want to. Glad that child can battle. Uh-huh. The child of the Loa of children. I don't think I saw the new snake mounts yet.
Steady travels.
The shadows serve us.
Being out of cheese is an emergency. Oh, that's what I wanted to check. I wanted to see if the collection tab had decor in it, and so far it does not. The housing tab is more of a renown tab. So it looks like you can only really browse your decor in your house for now. Unless I'm just straight up missing it somehow. Because, yeah, we got campsites, appearances, heirlooms, toys, pets, and mounts. Wouldn't be surprised if they tap furniture onto there eventually. Mr. Jim might be panicking. Those pets don't have skills yet because it's early alpha. Maybe? I don't expect that to be true, though. Because in the past, when they haven't implemented pets yet, it looks very different. They would just have, like, not yet implemented on it. Like, the abilities would be blank and it would be, like, NYI. Not this creature can't battle. And the fact that they have a functioning right-click to capture these non-battleable wild pets system makes me think it's very intentional. I also heard that Ian said something. I just haven't dug up exactly what he said yet. It's funny that it doesn't seem like there are new pets that can battle. It's not like they're completely never making another pet that can battle again. But it does seem like a lot of the new pets that they're adding, basically all of the wild pets and then a great deal of the pets from other sources cannot. A couple of them can. It's just a bit inconsistent, which is, I guess, fine, but yeah. Why do you think they're doing it? I mean, that's a question for them. It sounds like they don't think enough people engage with it to make it worth the resources. It's my monkey's paw for asking for battle pet music for 2 years. Dragons After Dark has a good breakdown video on it. Good, good. Yeah, they're usually really on top of stuff like that. Going. A lot of people collect but don't battle that much. Yeah, I guess so. They would know. They would have that data. Probably just alphabet all the pets will be the combat ones. I would take that bet. I don't think I think that's hope. I think that's hopium. I don't know. There's a lot of this going around. Usually forget pet battles exist unless I'm opening a Paragon cache. I think it makes my life easier. I'm hoping that there are still new tamers and achievements and whatnot, but I think it makes my life easier because the fewer new pets can battle, the less new pets I have to level. You can still use all of your existing pets that can already battle, and there will be a couple of new ones, but, you know, before, if you collected 200 new pets and they all had, like, copy-pasted abilities and they could battle, you didn't need them to battle, but if you wanted your collection to be fully leveled up, you would still be investing either time or pet charms or super squirt days or whatever to get them all leveled and upgraded, which is just a bit... it's just busy work. Hope we get a collect new mounts achievement. Yeah. Oh, I was kind of hoping I would open the appearance journal or the achievement journal. It would just have it. It's kind of hoping it would just be there. All right. I found another thing that I need in my house. Strawberry pie. Latticed pie. Mandatory. What are these ones? Grape pies? Or just grapes in pastry? I think those are just grapes in pastry. Okay, so you should make a great British baking showroom in your house.
What business have you?
A kitchen would be really cool. You think it's a plate? It might have been a plate. That makes more sense than just in an empty pastry shell. It just looked pastry-ish to me. I'm gonna get toasted.
That worm.
Armor. Potions.
You have our thanks.
Gems. Funny globy thing. Backpacks.
I need a target.
Aw, thanks, Asperry. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. I think once I'm used to the new nameplates, I will forget that they were ever different. But until then, they're gonna kind of freak me out a little bit. I guess I could try running around with some different ones for a while, just to see if we like those better. Let's do a different style. Instead of default, we'll do thin. Do I want thin or block? Default and block look very similar to me. They're slightly different. We'll try thin. I think I don't like thin because I don't know if I want the text over top. At least it's outlined. It used to be unoutlined and in the same shade as the health bar, which was awful. This way you can at least see their names a tiny bit better. Honestly, they seem a tiny bit big. I could scale them down. They seem to get bigger when I target them. I wonder if that's my, well, I mean, I guess I want that to some extent. Yeah, I'm also curious as to what happens to Plater. You can scale them up, but you cannot scale them. It's just a size name. It's not. So I could take them from 2 down to 1, or all the way up to 5. Let's see what 5 looks like just for fun. Holy nameplates, Batman. But you cannot scale one axis without the other at this time. Okay, I'm gonna try that on 1 and see if I like that better than 2. Yeah, this looks a tiny bit better. It's a bit less. You can kind of see the model a little bit better. No option for chubby nameplates? Not yet. Never say never. Yeah, tentacle slime is fun. Look at that. Yum.
Gather at the inn. It's safe there.
Oh, Lottie Sunrose, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it.
For justice.
New shadow feels good. I like it.
Carry on the crusade. Steady travel.
I was a little worried they were simplifying things down a lot. And it feels a lot more reasonable to me now that I've been playing with it. I haven't seen how it feels in, like, instances, like raids and whatnot, but it feels good. Can't even see the gnome and all those effects. I mean, I'm also being kind of covered up by my own action bar. I was having a hard time moving that. The movement wasn't saving on alpha, so that's why I have, like, a little action bar just in the middle of my screen. Shadows did, in fact, take you. Hi, Hayes. Hi, Fausty. How you doing? No, I haven't tried yet today. I guess I should. See if it lets me scooch it. That would make me pretty happy. Nope. It's not going to save. Wow. Yeah, worth a try. Chances are slim. It is Sunday, that's true. Nervous because I like current Shadow, but watching gameplay it seems fine. The biggest difference that jumps out at you is just a lack of Void Torrent. So we'll see how Void Weaver feels once they've kind of accommodated for that. Void Weaver's not. The updates aren't in yet. Try unchecking snap? Sure. Oh my gosh, you're a genius. Wait. Hang on.
I don't have a target.
Hang on. Hold the phone. Holding. Holding. You're a genius. Okay. I can now officially have it show. I had it hidden in out of combat. Crazy. I wonder why that did that. You know what? I don't care. Doesn't matter. Thanks. Always. Lovely. Alright, Alpha saved. Have the same issue in live. Really? Okay, I should relog just to save that. Yeah, Tranquility looks amazing. Weird they chose to take Void Torrent away when they just updated the appearance. It feels like a core aspiration ability, but oh well. I guess it was kind of fighting with Void Eruption as like your rotational cooldown. And they're trying to get out of situations where you have to figure out what order you're weaving together your burst in. Like if you want to do big damage and you're like button A, button B, and there's like wrong answers of how to like mesh them. I think they're trying to simplify that a little bit. Guarantee you mobs will be casting the new Void Torrent graphic on us. Are the birds part of the animations? I haven't seen them in a while. What did I used to have them glyphed for? There used to be a glyph about it.
Honor to you. Do not give up the fight.
That is a one-hander. Sketchison, thank you very much for the 2-month resub. Appreciate it. Over this way. I'm so excited that my bar is not in my face anymore. Wow. Yeah, they are reducing buttons a bit. I find I'm pretty... And mind you, I just DIY'd my talent build, so maybe there's other things that I could have taken that would be usable that I didn't grab. I'm not using Mindbender right now, so that's a button I don't have. But I have things comfortably fit onto 2 bars. Whereas I used to use 2 additional bars after this for extra like little fiddly things and cooldowns and stuff. At the point where playing Shaman and Druid wasn't comfortable for me because of button bloat. I think that it was making it hard for me to get properly into a lot of my alts, trying to figure out how their different, you know, abilities work together, because it's not intuitive. They're right. It's not intuitive to just pick it up and try to figure it out. And maybe, yeah, sure, you could 1-button rotation if you were just trying to quest around, but, you know, it's nice to press your own buttons. You just don't want to need a degree. I wasn't paying attention, and for a moment I thought there was a quest called Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. That would be something. I've been only playing one character because of the complexity of everyone. I think it'll be a lot easier to kind of pick up alts or get friends into the game. We'll see. Alright, we're going to regroup. Windrunner Village. Off and away. This part's a little ghostier, huh?
I have much to teach you.
May your heart be true.
I wonder if it'll also make it easier for people to flex between different roles and learn different roles a bit more. Remember my fiance starting and he chose Arcane Mage because he said this looks easy, only a few buttons. And then informed him that it's the most complex spec and his brain broke. My favorite memory of something like that is there used to be like an old graphic, and it was a genuine class guide, but it also became a meme. And it was for some version of Feral Druid. It was like the Madden Feral rotation or something like that, and it was like a huge vertical graphic flowchart. And it was just so funny. I think it scared me off of playing Feral for a long time. Like, well after that was no longer the class design. Like the sound of not having as many buttons to press. They're also adding some features to help newer players get into PvP by letting them play against bots in some... Like, there's sort of more tutorial training grounds areas they're working on. Oh boy, ouchie. Still squishy. Was that the Wrath? It might have been Wrath. I was hoping somebody would remember it and then tell me more about it, because that's all I remember. Yeah. The bots aren't going to teach you all of the nuance of PvP, but for somebody who's brand new who just kind of wants to figure out like how the map works, you know, how the format of the battleground is, it would help. Excited to try new Feral. It always looked cool, but I can't with its buttons currently. I might mess around on a Harrenir Feral Druid Midnight. That sounds kind of cool. Oh yeah, it was an old meme. I really like new Harrenir Moonkin fronts. As someone who's always been feral, it's easier now than it's ever been. Yeah, I can't believe Remix is coming so soon. It was specifically to play with Claws of Cheval, which turned you into a Saberon. Do you ever talk about us, chat room, when you're talking with your guildies? Sometimes I'll, if I have something I talked about on stream or I talk with stream about, that I kind of want to talk about with my friends as well, I'll kind of bring it up that way. You can choose the shapes of your rooms. You can choose what you want your rooms to be like and laid out. So you could make your horde house a round room. The default starter room is square, though. It's a small square room for both. Wrath era meme, yeah. I left a hobbit hole. Yeah, I saw that, and then I thought, maybe I'm not going to pull this up on stream. It's a little bit more explicit than I want my on-stream content to be, but... the whole thing. I am Canadian. I am in British Columbia, Vancouver Island. Kind of round on the outside. You'll also be able to eventually customize the exterior of your house as well, so I bet you there will be something that's not round if you don't want it to be round.
The dark times will pass.
British or Canadian? Yeah, not so much. I had some of my grandparents, and then more of my great-grandparents were British, but I'm a few generations Canadian at this point. Now that I have my house, I'm never leaving. I say it like that, like I'm never leaving the country, and that might be true, but I might never leave my house. I am in definite danger of hermiting over here. I don't speak French, no. I took French classes in school, as a lot of people did, but I didn't really retain any of it. I'm pretty lost whenever people are speaking French around me.
May the light guide you.
Are houses in Canada similar to the types of houses in the US? Yeah, sort of. Depending on what you mean. It's pretty common to have like wood frame and drywall if that's what you're after, compared to in other places where they're more likely to make their houses out of like brick. How's the weather there? It's fall. It's nice. It's chilly. It's a little overcast. It's a little sunny. It gets cold at night. Bit rainy. You paid good money for that house. You deserve to enjoy every penny. Believe me, I'm getting my money's worth. I'm always here. I used to feel bad sometimes, I don't know, about just being home too much. Like I would annoy my neighbors just by always walking around to my place or something. And not that that was a rational fear to have before, but now I'm like, no one cares. I can be home as much as I want. Also, I could be home as much as I wanted before. And I was home all the time, but it was a strange thought that crossed my mind. Bit warm in Ontario. Yes, drops are on. I don't know what's going on here. Am I meant to be soaking these or dodging them? They look dodgy, so I'm gonna keep dodging them. How can WoW streamer buy a house? You save up and then you spend all of it. I don't make as much money from content creation as some people because I am pretty lazy and don't work that hard. Also, I tend to not do sponsorships. But I also don't spend a whole lot of money. I don't travel. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't eat meat. I don't know, there's a lot of things I don't do that cost money. I don't go out, you know? So I think I save some money by nature of not having a social life. Void shards subsumed. Cost more than $2. There is another thing here to click somewhere. One of these. I will find it. That's true. I do eat fish, but I don't buy fish. I fish. Yeah, you're right. I do pay a WoW sub. It's true. I managed to save the midnight fee, though, by, or at least a big chunk of pre-ordering midnight. I managed to save that by WoW tokens. Oh. Something must have happened. Bacon Sarnies, thanks very much for the brand new Prime sub. Appreciate it. What kind of fish do you fish? This past year, we've been doing a lot of ocean fishing, but from shore. So when we lived in Victoria, it was rock fishing. One lingcod, lots of rockfish. And then more recently, we've been doing salmon fishing. But also, I used to in the summers go to different lakes and go trout fishing as well, and then catch the occasional bass too. Kind of whatever I'm catching. It's all yummy. But right now we're filling up our freezer with salmon. My partner is pretty good at fishing and super into it, so he'll make trips to go out to the water and fish for salmon.
The pleasure is mine.
I love smoked salmon. It's like one of my favorite things. A smoked salmon eggs Benedict is like the finest brunch that I could have. How is it possible to live without meat? I have it every day twice. Yeah, different things work for different people. I have somehow managed to continue walking the earth. Chickpea Maine with meat and fish prices rising. Yeah, I do lentils, I do beans, I do chickpeas, occasionally tofu, although, not a huge tofu person. I do eat dairy, so I'll drink milk. I'll have cheese when I'm feeling rich. Cheese is the most expensive thing I eat. Is it true that they're getting rid of pet battles? It is true that it seems like they're scaling them back. There is some new pet battle content. There are some new pets that can battle, so I don't think it's true to say that they're completely killing it. They're also not removing any of the previously available pet battle content. But what's going on is that a lot of the new pets that they're adding, particularly wild pets, but not limited to them, don't battle. They're not able to battle, and you just capture them by right-clicking them out in the wild. So you get a lot more of this situation. That's kind of the alpha deal. Oh, they want me to do the delve. Oh, interesting. It's wild how milk is so cheap and cheese isn't. Almost feels like a scam. Yeah, but if you ever look into the materials that you need to actually make your own cheese, and I have done so, it doesn't look so cheap anymore. I thought I would be able to save money because I had that same thought too, but by the time you get cheese that you can, or milk that you can turn into cheese and then you rennet and whatever, it's a whole thing. We don't know if it has to do with Nintendo. I don't think it does. However, I think that it is convenient timing because if people are upset about the pet battle changes and they direct their anger at Nintendo, I think that's convenient for Blizzard. You know, a little bit of goodwill they don't have to lose. They don't have to come out and say anything. I don't think it had anything to do with it, though. I don't think that patent was coming after pet battles. Just new ones. I don't think it's affecting old pets at all. Have you tried getting a pet cow? What does Nintendo have to do with it? In my opinion, nothing. Supposedly there's news lately about Nintendo pursuing patent law over something to do with like Pokemon style games, throwing something to catch a pet or something. I think they're probably aiming more at Pal World. I don't know. I haven't looked into the details of it. I think it's a whole lot of nothing. I think that pet battles were not seeing enough play for Blizzard to continue to justify putting resources into it. I think that's probably what it turned into. They just didn't want to do it anymore, and there weren't enough people that were going to be mad about it to make it a bad decision. It's just that everybody that's mad about it is here. It's just us. We're the pocket of pet battlers. And also, to some extent, anything that Blizzard takes out, regardless of how few people were engaging with it, people will be upset about it, even if they weren't engaging with it. I bet you there's people that haven't done pet battles in years that are upset at the possibility that they're being removed just because they don't like the idea that they couldn't do them, even though it's not taking away anything from the content that's already in. It's just they're not making the current ones that are being added freshly to be able to battle. That sentence was an absolute disaster. It's quick XP. And they're not taking that out. They're not removing any of your old pet battle content as far as I can see. That would be a bigger controversy if they were like killing all the old stuff, but they're not. They're actually adding new family battler achievements for the original tamers that we have in the old zones. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you can't catch up on the stuff that's come out until now. It's just that it doesn't seem like they're making a whole lot of new, you know, battleable wild pets that can be captured. Yeah, I'm exactly where you are. I have around that many pets, and I don't pet battle except to get new ones. It's kind of run its course for me. Yeah, you can watch here to get the Coley reward. You do not need to subscribe. That has to do with the Duolingo thing. That is a different drop that is asking you to sub. It is a bit confusing. As far as I can tell, the new family battlers are for the old zones. I haven't seen them for the new zones, but I don't know if they've implemented pet tamers for the new zones. And I don't know whether or not they will. I haven't found anything yet, but I've only been in alpha for a day or two here. I think I'm going to log out. What is Duolingo? It's not a WoW thing. Doesn't matter. It's like a language learning app that people use to learn vocabulary of different languages. Oh! Kitty, you okay, honey? Oh, sorry, sweetie. I didn't know you were right back there. Oh, gosh. You okay? Yeah, she's okay. I just scared her. Oh, I bumped my chair into the blanket that she was sleeping on. I didn't know you were on the floor right there, honey. Oh, Moose is going to come check on her. All right, I'm going to wrap up my stream. It is the end of my time slot for the day. And then spend some time apologizing to my cat. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate the company. I'll be back next week. I don't stream Monday, Tuesdays, so you'll see me on Wednesday, and I betcha we're going to be playing Remix. Legion Remix should be out, so we'll be all in. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.